Hey guys, Jamie here, and this is from the Heart Live. Um, what's going on, people? How are you doing? It's been a while since I've streamed. I know. I sometimes in the winter I get like I want to hibernate like a bear. I just can't stand winter. I don't know why I live in this climate, to be honest. It's really insane of me to live in this climate when I hate it so much, but that's me. That's where I live. Okay, so I saw Scream 6 and I really enjoyed it. I really did. I liked it a lot more than 5. Now I need to rewatch 5 because um hi Austin. I need to rewatch 5 because I watched it live. I did a live reaction on Destination Station. And I only used subtitles. So I didn't really hear it. I didn't hear tones. I didn't hear music. I didn't get any of those cues. So I really can't judge it properly the way that I probably should. So I really do need to rewatch 5 just to make sure that my ranking is right. But as of right now, 5 is the worst on my list, and I really did like 6. The only thing is, it fell flat in the third act. I definitely was disappointed in how easy it was to figure out who the killer was, at least the main one. Quinn was a surprise only because I actually believed that she was dead when they went through the whole thing with her dying in her room. At least that's what I thought. It didn't occur to me that she could be faking it. I should have thought of that though, but it didn't occur to me at the time. Even though she said right in the first few scenes with her that her brother, she had a dead brother. So that was kind of a clue. I kind of clicked on that one, but then it kind of went out of the picture once Quinn died. Um, Ethan wasn't a surprise to me because he was just sketchy all the way around. He seemed to be the only one, in my opinion, that um, they didn't give his character enough development. So I figured it had to be him. Um, Poor Mindy. I really like Mindy. I like Mindy a lot. Seeing her get stabbed on that subway was just absolutely horrible. That subway scene, holy crap. That subway scene was so good. I was totally floored with that cinematography. That is some awesome cinematography. And to be honest, this entire movie had good cinematography all the way through it. It had some really stellar moments. I can't wait to go back and watch it again. I know a lot of people have already gone back to the theater and watched it. Like, some people seen it like 5 times. I don't usually do that. I don't usually head to the theater to watch something again. Not anymore. When I was younger, and I was hanging out at the mall all the time as an 80s mall queen, I used to go to the movies. Like, I go with my mom to see something, and then I go with my friends to see something, and then I go with my boyfriend to see something. So I used to see things like 3 times in the theater back then, but I just don't do that anymore because it's so expensive. Back then it was only $2.50 to go to a matinee, guys. $2.50. So, and popcorn was still expensive though, and all that was expensive, but $2.50. So I was going to the movies a lot more then. But anyway, I really, really liked it. I thought the character development in it was fantastic. I didn't get that with 5 because like I said, I couldn't really tell tone because of the fact that I was watching it with subtitles. So when I see that again, I'll see how I feel about the character development even more. But as far as I'm concerned, I thought the character development in this one was really, really good. I did not like the reveal itself. It was boring. It was just like, oh, look, it's this guy and this guy and this chick. Yeah, okay. It didn't really give me that same, like, holy crap kind of thrill that other screams have given me, like 1 and 2 and even 3. 4, I don't know. I like 4. I enjoy 4 because I think it's fun. 5, I gotta rewatch. But this was a good time. I really had a good time going to the theater to see Scream. If you can see it in a theater, I recommend it. I don't think this is the kind of movie that you want to just wait for it to come out on streaming, because this is the kind of movie that is much better on a bigger screen because of all that really cool cinematography. There's some really good stuff in there. Um, I also really like Chad's character a lot. I liked him immediately because Tara was going up those stairs and he noticed that and he's like, heck no, I'm not letting that happen. He went right over there. She shouldn't have been going up the stairs with that dude. As a mom, I'm against that. Um, so when he came to her rescue and was like, I was like, oh yeah, he's a keeper. She needs to keep him. I could tell there was some kind of, tension between them. It was good. It was good. I want them to get together. I really do. I thought Tara was awesome. Um, Sam. Okay. I want to talk about Sam a little bit. Okay. So everybody's talking and arguing about whether Sam is going to be a killer in the next movie. Or they're also talking about whether she is to count her as a ghost face. You can't count her as a ghost face. Yeah, I don't give a crap if she actually stabs someone in the ghost face costume. That does not make her a ghost face. What makes you a ghost face is if you're doing the evil deeds. She's not doing that. She's surviving. That's a totally different thing. If you count Sam, then you have to count Sid in the very first one with her putting the costume on, which I don't count Sid. Sid's not a ghost face, so Sam can't be a ghost face. She is a badass. I love her character. I really do. And the more, like, I wasn't so sure in 5, but throughout 6, I loved it. Now I know that she's, crazy and she's having delusions. Um, the Force Ghost thing, I called it Force Ghost. When I first saw the whole Billy thing, I called it the Force Ghost Billy. But truly, it isn't. It isn't his ghost. It's a delusion that she has about her father, and she's probably worried that his blood is going to make her bad, just the same way that Sydney in the first one was like, am I going to be bad because my mother was bad? Which obviously, she proved that to not be the case. She's definitely not bad like her mother. But the way I feel about that situation is that he was telling her, kill everybody in the room. She put her hand up against the glass and he tells her, kill everybody in the room, like it's nothing. And she doesn't even react to it at all. But I had a feeling they were going to go the way I wanted them to with this, and they did. Sam is seeing this delusion, but she's not going to follow in her father's footsteps because she uses it to survive. And here's the thing. Her jumping, heard people say that, she's so brutal, she has to become a killer. No. Look, if somebody were to attack me with a knife and things like that were going on around me, you can surely bet that if I was in her position, I would not be a slow stabber. Okay. I'm going to, and don't tell me that you would be, because you won't. Because you're going to go boom, 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 boom with the knife, just like she did, because you are worried about your own life. She was worried. That made sense to me. And I loved it. I love that, like that elevation of brutality, because to be honest, that's how you got to be these days. I mean, as a woman, I'm scared. As a small person, I'm scared. And the only way for me to react is to overreact in that kind of a situation. So I thought that was very believable. And to me, it doesn't mean at all that she's got the killer instinct. What it means to me is that she has the survival instinct, which is important. And how awesome that ties into Saw, right? She has that survival instinct that John Kramer would like, you know. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of you in here. Let me get to the top. We can all talk. Hi Karen, how you doing? It's a shame we couldn't do the show tonight, but I understand completely. I totally get it. We'll do it another time. That's fine. At least, I decided I was just going to stream on my own now. So I got a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to talk about for weeks and I haven't done it. So I guess I'll just take this opportunity to do that. Also, I went to the eye doctor today and I didn't know that they were going to put that stuff in my eyes, and I had to drive home with that stuff in my eyes, not able to see, and my sunglasses weren't working. My eyes were watering. I was so lucky to get home today because I could not see the entire way. My eyes were stinging and my pupils were huge, and it was awful. It was a horrible experience. I'm never going to go to the eye doctors ever again without somebody driving me, because that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. So I already had, I'm already a bit tired and a little worked up today. So it's okay. It's all right. Hey, Dave, you've seen it 3 times? That's awesome. In the theater then, right? Oh my God, that's incredible. See, I wish I could do that, but I cannot justify spending that money. I just can't. Now, if somebody gives me a gift certificate or something, maybe I'd do it again. I do have a gift certificate actually that I got for Christmas that I haven't spent yet. I don't know why I didn't use it the last time. Oh yeah, because I forgot it. That's right. Yeah, it's really great, and I really wish that I could go more than once, but like I said, I just cannot justify that. I can't. Hey, Katie Pop, how's it going? I hope everything's okay. Tell your husband I hope everything's okay. I'm sending you blessings. Hey, Zombie, how you doing? Hey, Kristen, how you doing? It's good to see you in here. Cliff, it's almost roofing season. I know. Are you ready to do my roof? Because it needs to be done. Man, I've been waiting 3 summers to get that stuff done. I need to get it done. But stuff keeps happening that causes me to not be able to get it done. And then winter flies in and, oh no, we got to wait another year. Ugh, it's terrible. Zombie saying hi to everybody. Hi, Allie. Good to see you. Hey, Juno. Hey, Jamie, to each their own. Totally respect you. Enjoyed Scream 6, but it was disappointing. I totally understand that. They could have had potential to have Kirby be the final girl. I didn't care about the 2 annoying sisters. I get you. I do. I actually like the sisters, and I love Kirby. People that are saying they want Kirby to be the killer, I'm like, oh no, I don't want Kirby to be a killer, because I want Kirby to be a survivor. I want these people to be survivors. I think that's what people need to see. I think people need to see people surviving. Show them how to do it, because I'm not so sure that people out there have that survival instinct. I mean, I don't mean to sound like John Kramer, but honest to God, I mean, if I'm not so sure that everything is exactly based on survival of the fittest anymore. So that's something my husband always says. So I'm just repeating that, and it didn't come from my brain; it came from his. Oh, you guys are all saying hi. I love that. To me, 1 through 4 are the best Scream movies. Yes, they are. And my ranking goes 1, 3, 4, 2, 6, and 5 right now. So, but I might change that around, because sometimes when I watch it a few times, I get to changing it, because I'll see something that I didn't see before, whatever. So it's always subject to change. $10.99 for a matinee. I'm just floored at the prices. I can't even understand how they charge this much to go to a movie when it used to be $250. I don't think we're getting much more for our money. So I don't really understand the whole inflation thing with movies. I do when you're going to like a 3D movie or something, but like a regular old movie, it just seems ridiculous. Gypsy, how you doing? Is Echo in here yet? Echo likes it when I go, hi. Scream was so fun in the theater. It really, really was. I had a good time. I always have a good time when I go see a horror movie in the theater, most of the time anyway, unless the movie really, really sucks. And then I'm like, oh, that doesn't happen often though, but it has happened on occasion. Like I was so mad when I went and saw the Blair Witch Project in 1999. I was so furious walking out of there. I already knew that they were not gone. They were not dead. It was not real. And that really wrecked my entire experience. And it makes me mad to this day. It really does. And I do appreciate it for what it is. I've come to appreciate it for what it is. And I've seen it many, many, many times over since then. But it's still not, I still remember that experience of being angry. And the same thing with Paranormal Activity. I was so angry that I went to that boring piece of crap. And I'm sorry for anybody that likes it, but that first one was boring. And I was mad that I spent the money to see that in a theater. It did nothing for me. I could not suspend my disbelief enough I have a problem with found footage stuff. I can't suspend my disbelief enough with found footage. I have a hard time with that. But other things I can. I just don't see found footage as very deep most of the time. If they can find a way to make it a little deeper, it might work for me. Okay, you guys are all saying hi to each other. I enjoyed 6. Saw it at the theater. My favorite is still 1 though. Absolutely. Absolutely. 1 is the best of the series and was a totally different experience. When I saw it, it was original. I went on opening day, December of 96. And was it 96 or 95? I think it was 96, but my brain isn't working proper. So I don't know. But I went opening night and it was fantastic. I was terrified. I saw these commercials on TV and I was like, what? That's a costume you can get in any store anywhere and nobody knows. I mean, that to me was terrifying enough, but then to know that it's somebody around you, one of your friends doing this, it was terrifying. The original Scream, going to see it was totally different than any of the others because you just didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know what to expect, which I loved. I loved that. So for me, Scream 1 will always be aces because of that experience. 2, I don't like as much. I wanted to like it, but I just don't like it as much. And 3 is so fun. I mean, I absolutely love all the campiness of 3. It's the best. There's days where I might even say that 3 is my favorite over 1, only because I absolutely love Parker Posey and I love all the campy stuff in it. So I think when it comes to reality though, 1 is probably my favorite, but I do enjoy 3 a lot and I have more fun watching 3. So, okay, I'm rambling. You guys are still saying hi. Really enjoy Scream 6. Was a little hurt we never got a Stu cameo. I know, but we did. Did you know that his voice, I think his voice is in it, right? Did I hear that properly, that his voice is in it somewhere? Or am I thinking of 5? I might be thinking of 5. Yes, please hit that thumbs up. Helps me out, helps out the channel. Hi. Hi, Rob's Vintage Video. I like video. I like videotape. Sam, does she have an alter ego developing? I don't think so. No, no. I think that Sam has delusions of her father, and she's really, really worried about being like her father, maybe. But I don't think that she's going to end up being like her father. I think she's going to take all that bad energy and turn it into something positive. At least I hope that's the way they go with it. That's what I want to see. So, I mean, seriously, that's what I wanted to see with every single Scream was the people who were surviving. That's why I was so mad when they killed Randy off in 2. What a stupid cliche idea was that? I mean, that goes totally against all of the rules that he was setting up for being non-cliche in these new Scream movies, right? And then he goes and kills Randy off, like the most predictable freaking move in the world. I was so mad. I was so mad. Justice for Randy, peoples. Poor guy. You're going to wait for it to stream? I understand, but man, that movie was really, really good on the big screen. It looked so good. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad. If I wouldn't have gone, I'd probably be disappointed in myself right now. I wonder when it'll start streaming. Jamie, how would you compare it to 5, and what would you like to see from 7? I compare it to 5 because, you know, it further developed the characters from 5. I think that it's a step up from 5. I like the fact that it wasn't in Woodsboro and it was set in New York because it totally changed the dynamic and changed the atmosphere, but didn't change the atmosphere so much that it didn't feel like a Scream movie, because it did feel like a Scream movie to me. What do I want to see in 7? I want to see Kirby come back in 7. I wish for Stu to be the killer in 7. I wish for Stu to be the lone killer in 7. Okay. That would be great. That would make it. Is the only way that I'm going to accept the parallel with 3. I do not like this whole parallel thing. It's kind of bugging me, but I think that's the point, because these movies are supposed to be speaking on things that are going on right now, right? With all the requels and stuff. And every time a requel comes out, I say it bugs me. So it's bugging me in the exact same way that requels bug me. I don't like this. And I don't even know about that word requel. I'm like, what is that word really? I mean, it's just you're taking somebody else's idea and remaking it. It's kind of uninspired, but you know, I can't change the world. I can't make the world a more creative or better place. So all I can do is criticize it. And I don't like it. But yeah, I want to see Stu in 7. I want to see Kirby in 7. I want Kirby to be much stronger and more of a focal point in this next one. I think it's really important. Oh, I got to tell you guys about this because I don't want to like burst any bubbles, okay? But the term core 4, that's not new. And it may be that, you know, someone in the community may have said it and it may have influenced the movie makers. I mean, that's possible. But I used to be on this show called Twin Peaks Coffee Time. There were 4 of us. There was, you know, me, James, Josh, and Voltaire. And we called ourselves in that show the Core 4. And this was in 2018. So that phrase isn't new. It's something that's been around. But I thought it was really interesting that they did use it in the movie, the Core 4. And I want to know, is that like, are they telling us by using that phrase that they're all going to survive the next one? Are they trying to give us like a foreshadowing with that Core 4 thing? Because that kind of seemed to me like what it was. And it also seemed to me that when I should have wrote spoiler chat on here. It also seemed to me that Gail saying Sydney deserved her happy ending, and the way that she said it was not just a message in the movie, but a message to the fans that, you know, Sydney deserved her happy ending and we need to stop. We need to lay off, you know? And I've always, from the very beginning, since she decided she didn't want to do it, I've always stood behind her and said, I whatever she says, because if she's done with it, let her be done with it. If she doesn't want to do another one, why should we force her as fans? She won't have any fun doing it, right? It's not a good idea to force something. So I don't know. I guess if she doesn't come back, it won't bother me. I don't even know if I really want her to come back for the next one. I mean, it does seem like if this is going to be the last one, it might have to turn all the way around and go back to her. And if Stu comes around, that might be the possibility. But I love Neve Campbell. And if she doesn't want to do it, I don't think she should have to do it. And I know a lot of people were talking about it's the money, and that's what they put out as, you know, the reason why, but I'm not so sure it's that simple. I'm not so sure. So, oh my God, a ramble. I hate these movies, but just wanted to stop by and say hello. Hi, Sean. How you doing? Oh my God, I'm such a nerd. I hate when I do that. Maybe not hate, but they don't do much for me. I understand. I do. I understand. There's movies out there that don't do much for me, you know, and a lot of people love them, and I just don't get into them as much. So I totally understand. We don't all have to like the same things. To me personally, I like Scream 3 more than 6. I like that Dewey kills the villain in the end. This is why I hate that he's dead in the 5th film and sadly missed in the 6th film. Hated that they did that. Yeah, I was not happy about that. But it was something I think almost that had to be done. And it's a shame that it had to have been Dewey, but I kind of understand why it was. It makes a lot of sense because Gail is kind of a necessary, she has some plot armor because she is the one who writes all the books and that the movies are based on and everything. So she has like a certain level of importance, you know? But watching Dewey go was heartbreaking. And I'm having a hard time understanding who actually did that, because it seems to me that Amber couldn't have done it. But I don't know. I mean, crazy people sometimes have like a super strength to them, you know? And I know this for a fact because somebody in my family used to work in one of those places that was a lockdown, and those people have like super strength. It's uncanny. It's weird. So I don't know. I know a lot of people want to criticize all these little tiny little things, but at the same time, we're supposed to put some things aside just so we can enjoy the story. And I know we like to dig deep and look at all the background things and, you know, try to determine all these things, but I don't think we should do it to the point of like, I don't know, completely tearing it apart. I don't even know why I said that anymore because my brain went, sorry guys, I have severe brain fog today. It's really bad. It's been really bad for weeks. That's why you haven't seen me, because I'm going through the whole end of winter, like Hashimoto's thing, where I haven't had enough vitamin D. So my body is not reacting well and I feel sick a lot and I'm getting a lot of headaches and my whole body hurts sometimes. And it's stinky. I hate it, but I'm tired a lot. And that's why I haven't done a lot. It makes me mad because I want to be more consistent and do more like review videos, pre-recorded videos, things like that. I knew my cat was going to start. Sam. Dang it. I want to do these things, but a lot of times I get up in the morning and my nose itches because my hair is flying around, guys. Sorry. A lot of times I wake up in the morning, I'm really tired, and I go to bed and I'm wide awake. It doesn't make sense, but that's what Hashimoto's does. It screws up all of your body chemistry, your body clock, it screws up your heart rate, it screws up all these things. And I don't know, it's really hard for me sometimes. So, bear with me if I disappear for 2 months, I will come back, I promise. And I am going to start doing a lot more stuff. So I love Sleep Billy, but I hate the de-aging. Oh, it's so bad, isn't it? It makes his face look totally stiff. Like, I love Ski. He's hot. There's no reason to put like the de-aging on his face. There's no reason. He looks good for his age. That's just dumb. I hate this de-aging stuff. It's just such a lie. Why? Why do you gotta do that? Ugh. Come on. Just because we can do something doesn't mean we should do something. Oh God, that sounds like something my mom would say. Oh, there's my mom coming out in me. Gypsy, they rumored a part 7. No, they've already, they're doing a part 7. I'm pretty sure it's a green light. Is that a Myers pillow? Yes, it is. Right there. You see it? I got that for Christmas. I was hugging him the other night when I was sitting in here watching Split for the first time. I watched Split for the first time, guys. I'd only seen parts of it. I'd never seen the whole thing. I was totally into it. It was so freaking good. James McAvoy is a genius. I can't believe he did all those voices and did all the stuff with his faces and, moved his body like that. It was amazing. I absolutely love it. And I know a lot of people don't like Glass, but I do. Now that I've seen Split, Glass makes a lot more sense to me, and I like it even more. And I always loved Unbreakable, which I don't have in my collection yet, and I need to get. That's right. I ain't no slow stabber. I would be, so be careful if you're planning on attacking me for any reason at all. I carry weapons, and I will not be kind. I will not be kind. No. Probably lose your eyes, because I'll probably stick my thumbs in your eye sockets first, and then I'll just stab. There you go. Hi. Oh, I forgot your name. John. John. Hi, John. Sorry about that. I try to remember everybody's name. Corey, what? Corey in Halloween Ends? Are you bringing up Corey? We're not allowed to talk about Halloween Ends. We're not allowed. We're not talking about Halloween Ends today. Excuse me. You like feisty, Jamie? Yeah, I'm feisty sometimes. It's a good thing. I had brothers growing up, and when you have brothers and they're not nice to you, they're mean, they'll hold you down and tie you up and put you in a blanket and fart on you and everything else. So, you got to learn to be feisty. And I'm glad. My dad also taught me to fight when I was very young, because he knew I was going to be a small person, and he wanted to make sure that I knew the things to do to protect myself. So also, I had a boyfriend that was in martial arts who taught me a lot of stuff too. Yep, I'm streaming tonight. Surprise! Yeah, that was scary. Oh my God, that was terrifying. I was so scared. When I finally got home, I was so happy to be home. I almost kissed the ground. I was like, I can't believe I made it. I couldn't see anything. My eyes were just watering like crazy. Your pupils are big because they put that stuff in there. And even with my sunglasses on, the sun was shining in my eyes, and it hurt so bad. And I could see like around people's lights, their headlights and stuff, like starbursts and stuff. It was horrible. I am never, ever going to go to the eye doctors again without a ride. That was the stupidest thing. That was the stupidest thing I've ever done, besides that time I took my mom's car in a snowstorm when I first got my driver's license and I totaled it. That's and that was in 1992. So, yeah. They voted me biggest threat to pedestrians in high school because I was in car accidents so many times. I was in two of my own and then one with my friend's car, and that wasn't our fault, but I was in two of my own and totaled two of my mom's cars. And so that was a big joke. I drive really good now, though. I haven't had an accident since 1993. Can't wait to see Renfield. Happy Nicolas Cage is returning. I know. And he looks so good. And those trailers are phenomenal. I cannot wait to go see that movie. I definitely have to see that in the theater because that one is just, it's going to be action packed and fun. I think it's going to be probably the funnest horror movie to come out this year. That's my prediction. I predict I'm going to give it a 5 too. My mom goes to the eye doctor like every other month, and I always have to pick her up afterwards. That's why, because they're putting that stuff in her eyes. It's, man, it hurts so bad. It's the worst thing ever. I don't know what possessed me to think that I could go to the eye doctor today without a ride. What possessed me to think I could drive for 20 minutes? That was insane. That's just the most insane thing it's insane. That was dumb. Dumb. I know the feeling, Jamie. Once drove myself to laser eye surgery. Big mistake. Yeah, right? Oh, I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm so mad at myself because I easily could have had a ride. Oh, I'm such an idiot sometimes. Hi, Andrew. How you doing? It's been a while. I can't even tell you how excited I am to finally do the live with you. We'll shoot for next weekend. Yeah, I really wanted to do it today. I've been looking forward to it all week, and it's too bad that we couldn't, but I totally get it. I totally understand. Oh, there's Echo. Hi. I was telling everybody, that you like it when I go, hi. I say take Scream 7 to a cruise ship. That would be a change. Oh my God. No. Okay. So the reason I don't like Jason Takes Manhattan is because it's mostly on a boat. I remember being so angry in the theater, me and my friend Marge, because Marge used to go to all the movies with me. And me and my friend Marge were like, this is bullcrap. What the heck is this? First of all, you said Manhattan, and he's not even there. And second of all, it's on a boat. It sucks. It doesn't make sense. None of it made sense. So obviously 8 is not one of my favorites of the Friday the 13th franchise. But I don't want it to go on a ship. I want it to be, I don't know. It's going to have to go back to Woodsboro, don't you think? It seems like if they're doing another trilogy, that would have to be that's the most logical move. It depends on what they're doing, though. I don't really know. We watching Creepshow tomorrow on Gorophobe's channel. Are you watching that tomorrow? I don't even have a copy of Creepshow. I wish I did. I need to get one. I don't have everything. I have quite a few things. And I have a whole bag of stuff right here next to me of stuff that I've picked up in the last couple months. And, well, actually just the last couple weeks. And I'll show you guys everything that I bought. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. I want to get through some of these. Sean joined the stream with Gorophobe on Creepshow tomorrow. Oh, you're going to join them tomorrow. That's cool. I'll come in the chat probably. I didn't really care about the sisters in Scream 5, but I love them in Scream 6, like you said, the character development. Yeah, and I think that might have been their plan all along, was to slowly develop the characters. And sometimes that, if you know you're going to be doing a series of movies, I think that's a really smart move. It keeps you kind of interested, And I really like the dynamic between Tara and Sam, especially in this last one. I I want them to fight together. I never had a sister. Well, I do have a sister actually, but she's so much younger than me that it doesn't really matter. Like we didn't have like a real relationship at all. She just knows who I am. So I thought the characters in Scream 6 were given a bit more to do compared to 5. Absolutely. They were given a lot more to do compared to 5. I really enjoyed it. I loved the ladder scene. I don't know where the ladder comes from, okay? I don't know if we're even supposed to care. But the guy having the ladder in there was kind of weird, that's for sure. I don't know if he was a construction worker or something, cute guy across the street or whatever, cute guy across the way or whatever. But he had that ladder, and that was pretty cool. And I liked seeing everyone crawl across it. And I was freaking out a little bit because I'm not very fond of heights at all because I have vertigo and I feel like I'm going to pass out or fall every single time. So that was freaking me out. I don't like that. But I also have really good balance, and I probably could have made it over that really fast. So I think I'd be a final girl. I definitely think that I would survive a horror movie. I do. I just it just feels like I'm strong in that way. So, or maybe that's just wishful thinking. Yes, spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I should have put the spoiler thing in the thing, and I didn't. I'm sorry. But I am talking spoilers in here. Still haven't seen past Scream 2 and more than what? Get out of here. Don't tell me. That's a lie. You're lying. There is no way that you are reviewing movies on YouTube and you have not seen all the Scream movies. What is wrong with you? That is just a travesty, and I will not accept it. You need to get on it if you really haven't seen them. I need you to see them. You and JT. Get on it. Where would I rank the openings of each Scream? Okay. 4 is the worst. I hate the opening of 4. It's terrible. It sucks. It's the worst thing. I was like, what is this crap? I didn't even want to follow it after a while. So it was too much. I think my favorite opening is probably in Scream 3. I like the opening with Cotton in the car talking on the phone to the guy, and he has to rush home, and she misunderstands and the whole thing. I really, really like that one a lot. So that I think is my first one. My second one would be 1. Third would be oh my gosh, I guess third would be 5 because I really like the opening of 5. I thought that that Tara was, watching that happen the way that it did and watching her get so hurt and stomping on her leg and the whole thing. That really impressed me because they were like, we're not holding back. And I really liked seeing that. It was surprising, and that's fresh, and I want fresh. That's what I want. So that was good. Then the next one would probably be 2, and then 6. So 4 is the last one. If you had a budget, you'd make a horror at sea. Really? What would the plot be? Would it be about like sea people, like sea people? Would it be about like Navy or something, or pirates, or what? I don't know. Oh, I have a low signal. I hope not. It's not messing up. I hate that. You're here, but hiding in the kitchen, keeping the food safe. Okay. You protect that food. You don't let anybody get that peanut butter. Oh. I'm the new Friday night queen. Haha. Well, maybe. Maybe someday. I don't know. I want to get more consistent and I want to start doing like a live stream on a weekly basis on the same night every week so that I have to force myself to do it. It's just that I tell myself I'm going to do it and then I see who's streaming against me and then I'm like, I don't want to do it against them because I don't want to take their viewers. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'll be Christian or sometimes it'll be, I don't know. I can't remember who else. Born to be Rad or Dead Pit. I don't like going up against them guys because, they're big and a lot of people that would watch me watch them. So I really don't like going up against them. Plus I like to watch them. So I'd love an Agatha Christie style cream movie. Cream. Oh my God. Guys, this is what Hashimoto's does, okay? I'm totally fogged. Plus I think my vision is still a little affected, so Scream movie. Okay, like maybe set it in a countryside manner. Yeah, that would be really cool. Stu's house and Sydney's house kind of are like that. Actually, where they lived reminds me a lot of where I live. It's very open, lots of green. There's a golf course next to me on one side and the apple farm on the other. And it's, it looks a lot like Sydney's area. Although my house is not like that. My house is not big like that. She has a beautiful house and I have a little tiny one. It's to be fair, everyone should see it. There's a lot of reasons to see it. It should be used in film class. I definitely agree with all of those things. But for me personally, I was ticked because the day before I went to see it, I saw that they were not dead. They were alive and they were just actors. And it wrecked the immersion for me. I had been into that stuff for months. I had been in all the websites. I was totally, I don't know what possessed me to believe that somebody would like make a feature film out of a documentary like that, out of something like that. But I believed it and I went for it and everything got wrecked. So it was a bad experience for me. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means I had a bad time. I think everybody should see the Blair Witch Project at least once. I'm probably really behind now. Blair Witch Project, the one horror film, I always found it overrated. To me, Cloverfield and As Above, So Below are much better. I like Cloverfield. The one thing about Cloverfield that bothers me, though, is that it's too shaky. The shaky cam is too much for me. So it gives me a feeling of like my head's swimming. I don't really like that so much. And I don't remember As Above, So Below. I don't remember that one. I must have seen it, though. Is that like The Descent? Boring. That's a hard R. It was. It was boring. Ugh. Whose ever kitchen I am hiding in you. What? You're hiding. Whose kitchen are you in? Why are you in somebody's random kitchen? One. Found footage is mixed bag genre. The worst found footage this year or last was that snooze fest Skinamarink. I haven't seen it, and I probably won't. Everybody I know has said that movie stinks, and if everybody thinks that it stinks, I don't even want to bother. I don't even care. I don't even want to bother. Yes, 96. So it was 96, Christmas time. Okay. Sometimes my memory, I mean, that was so long ago. Sometimes my memory gets skewed and I can't remember one year for another, especially those particular years because those were my college years. So I wasn't always fully there. What's your take on the argument that maybe Scream only needed one movie? I don't know what that means because like we didn't get one movie. So to say, well, I wish all these movies didn't exist, it just doesn't make sense to me. Um, if they didn't exist and I never would have seen them, I probably wouldn't care, you know. But because they exist, I don't know. I like them, you know. Only needed one movie, yeah, I guess, but we got sequels and they figured out a way to do it. So, I mean, I can see what they say. It could have stood on its own all by itself, but it didn't. So, I don't know. I like the Scream sequels. It's fun. Scream is one of the funner uh Scream is one of the more fun series out there. And like I said, I'm not calling it franchise. I am starting a movement, guys. I do not want to use the word franchise for movie series anymore. It gives corporations too much power. If we want our creativity back in our movies and we want some originality back, we need to stop using these corporate terms because that gives them power. We're using their terms. That tells them that we are immersed in their crap. We got to change that. We got to change that because I think we should use the term series because series has to do with TV creativity, coming up with more story, franchise. That's like McDonald's. That's like fast food. Think about that. you know, it's fast food. Franchise, that word came out with things like fast food, and I don't know. I don't want to associate that with something that's supposed to be creative and artsy. Scream 6 is my second favorite since the first Scream. Yeah, it's good. I really, really liked it. Aces. Oh, that's that gambling talk coming. I'm a secret gambling addicted person. I'm addicted to gambling. That's a lie. I'm not. I really do like to gamble, but I always know what my limits are. And it's funny, I actually have only come home from Vegas one time with less money. I usually go there, and for some reason, I just pick the right machines. I don't know. I usually either come out even or with a little extra, which I like. Scream 2, I think maybe was ruined because the script got leaked and they had to change a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that makes me mad. I mean, that's the early days of the internet and that was already happening. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. But yeah, I remember that happening. Scream 3, criminally underrated. That doesn't deserve all the hate. I know. It really doesn't. It's really good. I really love it. It's so fun. And Parker Posey is a treasure. I love her. She could do anything. And I'd be like, I want to watch it. Because if she's in it, I want to watch it. She never has disappointed me. And she's the reason that I love Blade 3. Well, her and Ryan Reynolds. I know a lot of people don't like Blade 3, probably because it wasn't what they were expecting. But guess what? I like it. I enjoyed it immensely. I think it's action packed. It's got really good CGI, and I love Parker Posey's character in that. She's so vicious. I like that. I like that a lot. And Ryan Reynolds, oh my god, yum. He's like at peak body there, guys. Yeah, I like that one. this isn't Scream related, but did you know that Funko released New Kids on the Block Pops? I bought a Donnie one and it arrived today. Get out of here. I'm totally going to get them. I have to have all, this is a must. I have to have all 5 New Kids on the Block back here. It's just a must. It has to be. I don't know how much you guys know about me, but they were my favorite band when I was in junior high. I mean, my favorite band. I loved them. I called their hotline so many times that I spent $400 calling their hotline. My mom was pissed. I had to work that off for like a whole summer. She was angry. But I used to call there and I'd sing to them. I don't know. I doubt they ever heard it, but that's what I did. And I really, really loved that band so much that I actually had a dream about them once, that they were saving me from, for some reason, I was running from a German army in my dream. And they were on we were on a roller coaster and they were in the cars behind me and they were trying to get me. And I don't understand one bit about why that was. I was 15, guys. Who freaking knows? Or maybe I was 16. I might have just turned 16. Who freaking knows? That was completely crazy. But that's what I mean. I really, really, really love that band. And to this day, I love them. I went to see them in 2011. It's the only time I've gone to see them. And that was like a lifelong dream made true by my cousin Rachel, who is a doll, and I love her. Mwah. Love you, girl. She brought me, and that was awesome. She got the tickets. It was super awesome. Definitely a memory that I will never forget. So I'm getting those Funkos. I will hunt them down. I enjoy what the Scream movies have given us and heard they're possibly interested in making a TV show after 7. I never watched the Scream show. If they are going to make another TV show, maybe I'll watch it depending on what they're going to do with it. But I never did watch that original, like that one that's been on before. I didn't watch that one. I guess I just wasn't interested in it because I didn't feel like I could relate to it, because I guess, I'm about to turn 50 in 2 months. So I don't really always relate to the stuff that's going on in these movies when it relates to the younger generation. Oh, I do want to mention this about Scream 6, because it's something that I thought about while I was watching it, and it's been kind of important to me the whole time. And I don't think I've really heard anybody mention it. And I'm guessing it's because it's kind of might be considered a controversial or political thing to say, but there's this thing where everybody is yelling at Sam, and Sam has been harassed online. Many lies told about her, rumors spread about her, and everything is false. And she has to deal with this crap on top of dealing with all of the trauma that she went through to begin with. And so I think my point, or their point actually, is that they wanted to show that, because I think it's important that we show how our society and the way that we live affects people in negative ways, and how that technology, maybe we haven't thought it fully through yet, to the point where people are really getting hurt, and I see this all the time, like somebody gets canceled. And then I think, I'm not so sure that we should have done that. I'm not so sure that this person should have been canceled. I don't think it's right to ruin someone's life over a rumor, or over, even the dumbest thing, or even stuff that is none of our business. It's actually none of our business half the time. We don't have the right to be going around butting our noses in everybody's business all the time. So I guess I have a hard time relating to the younger generation and how they're dealing with that. Because my way of dealing with it has been just to not involve myself. And so the younger generation, I know, cannot say that because they've grown up with all this stuff. I grew up in an era where we didn't have phones and we didn't have these things, and I've watched it come along. And I don't know. I just think that, they were trying to make a statement on how our misinterpretations of things that we see and how our own opinions of these things affect someone's life and whether we really have the right to do that or not. Because I felt really bad for Sam. It's not fair to her. Look what she had to go through. Look what her sister had to go through. And what do? They go around spreading lies about her, that she's evil, that she's the bad one. That's sick, right? I didn't like that. Now, I understand why they put it in there. That's what I mean. I'm glad they put that in there because I think it's something that people need to talk about. It's important. So I wanted to bring that up because I don't think I've heard anybody else talking about that aspect or even bring up that subject. And I thought it was an important subject. The fact that everyone has misconstrued ideas about her because of the internet. So I should have said it that simple in the first place and not rambled on for like 10 minutes. Excuse me. Yeah, smash that like button. Watch Sam go American Psycho and stuff. See, that's what I don't want. I don't want that. I want Sam to be a survivor. I want her to take that bad, evil influence that's inside her and make it into something good. So I'm hoping that's where they'll go with it. And I do, like I said, I do want to see Stu come back. I do. I want Stu to be the killer, and I want him to be the lone killer. I really do. I want him to be the lone killer. It makes sense to me plot-wise that would be, especially if they're going to do the parallel with 3. It makes sense to me. I hate in Scream 2 they kill off Randy and Elaine death. It kind of reminded me when they killed off Rachel in Halloween 5. That made us fans upset. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I was mad when they killed off Randy. I still don't understand that. There's a rumor that Salma Hayek is going to be in Scream 7. I heard that rumor, but I don't know if that's true. If it is, I'm okay with that. I like Salma Hayek. She's awesome. Maybe she's going to play Christine Carpenter because, she does have that same, look as Sam and Tara. So it would make sense that Salma Hayek could play their parents, their mom. So maybe she's coming in and maybe she's playing Christina Carpenter or Christine. Is it Christine or Christina? I think it's Christine. Hi, Jamie. Scream is my second favorite franchise since Halloween, and it was a dumb idea to kill Randy off in Scream 2. And there's a lot of people saying it was Stu that killed Dewey in Scream 5. I have heard that rumor, and to be honest, if they do use that, like if they do take it and say, yeah, Stu has been involved this whole time, I would like that too. That would be cool. If we could take it back and say, oh, look, there's no way Amber did this. It's definitely Stu. That would be cool. I would like that. Definitely. I also love Scream 3, Jamie, but I am interested in the original story with Stu leading a cult in Woodsboro. That screenplay actually got rewritten. I can't speak. And became the following TV show with Kevin Bacon. Really? I need to see that. I haven't seen that show. I need to see that. I love Kevin Bacon. He's the only person I think that could actually play Freddy and live up to the Robert Englund level. He's the only one. I honestly believe that Kevin Bacon could do it. I totally think so. He is a phenomenal actor. People don't remember, but he really is. He's been in some things where his acting has been phenomenal. Like, what's that one? Is it Dead Man Walking? Oh my God. So good in that. I loved it. Would you want Stu to be revealed only towards the end, or would you want to know ahead of time he will be in the movie? I don't want to know if he's in the movie. I want him to be revealed at the end, because it would make no sense if we know that he's going to be in the movie, then we know that he's going to be the killer. So it's better off if they just keep it a huge secret, and then we find out when we go see it. Hi Liam, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Just hanging out, talking about Scream 6 tonight. Oops. I wish they make Scream movie with their cult group of ghost faces wearing different masks that are after the survivors. And when they are kidnapped, the twist of the ghost face cult leader shocks them. Yeah, I'm not into this cult idea at all. I've heard it. I've heard people talking about it. I don't really understand I don't understand where it's coming from. I mean, if it's coming from some screenplay they wrote before that had that aspect in it, okay. But they didn't use it. They didn't end up using it. So I don't know. I don't know about the cult thing. If they do a cult, it kind of makes it like Saw, right? Kind of. Not traps. Hey, Ben. Core 4 for life. I told everybody in here we're not allowed to talk about Halloween because of you. So it's funny. Probably revealed at the end for me. Yeah, that's what I want too. I thought you were going to do Ocean Chicks film tonight. Either way, I subscribed to them. No, it was 5 days ago. Oh, no. Well, I was, but they had to postpone it. We postponed it because there was some issues going on. So personal stuff with Katie. So we decided we're going to do it next week. So it'll be next week instead. Nev forcing us to watch Scream without her. Yeah. But if she doesn't want to do it anymore, I don't want her to have to do it. That's how I feel. I don't like people making me do things that I don't want to do, So if somebody out there is, having a moment and saying, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, then I'm going to support that. Even if I would like to see her in it, if she doesn't want to be in it, I'm not going to complain. Gail come back in a wheelchair. Oh my God. That's a genius idea though. Did she get stabbed in the back? Could she be have a Dewey limp now? I would love that. I'm sorry. I think Gail should have died in this last one because I think Gail has some karma coming for her. Because Gail has done horrible things. She has kept it going. She's perpetrated all this stuff by writing these books, and the books making the movies. And then you get people who see the movies and want to be famous, and then they do the killings themselves, like Jill or, this in 5. Richie wants to remake the movie. That's an interesting thing too. They were talking about in 6 at the end there, they were talking about, remaking Richie's movie and how that's what they were trying to finish. I thought that was really interesting. And I wonder how they're going to use that in the future. I like that aspect. But Gail, she's got karma coming. And I think she should have died in this last one. But whatever happens in this next one, she needs to get her karma. Because she said she was going to write that book about Dewey, and she didn't. Instead, she wrote another Woodsboro book. I am disgusted. That disgusts me. And I love Gail, but we all know that what motivates Gail is fame. And she had to go and she didn't write the book about Dewey. That's just wrong. She could be in a coma, but I don't want that, because if they are going to give her karma, I want her to be aware of her karma. So Nev should be going PTSD and become the killer. Mm, no, I don't want any of this. That's the thing. I don't want any of the former survivors to ever be a killer, because that, what is that really? That's, isn't that like the most logical, or not logical, but like the most easiest thing to do? You know, I want them to be a little smarter with this stuff, because Wes Craven was smarter. That's the thing. I'm afraid they're ruining his legacy a little bit, because they're doing, like, with the whole like reveal at the end and who was doing it. It was like too predictable. And I thought that's like the exact cliche that Wes was making fun of with the original Scream movies. So it's kind of ironic, right? I don't know how I feel about all that, though. I don't want any of the survivors to become killers, because I think that is just that's a bad thing to do. It's a bad plot point. It'll make me roll my eyes. That's an eye roller, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I like everything to be on, I want the happy ending for people. So I don't want to see Nev become the killer. I don't want to see any of the survivors become killers. I wouldn't be surprised if Dewey is alive after what Chad has been through. Dewey? What do you mean? I don't understand. Why would Dewey be alive? And what does Chad have to do with it? I'm completely lost all of a sudden. Oh, boy. Maybe Nev Campbell could be persuaded. I am also curious if the directors don't come back as they suggested. Is there a directors you'd like to see make the next one? I don't know, because I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't know who could take on Scream and do it really right. So that's a tough one. I really don't know. I don't know. I liked what David Gordon Green did with Halloween, so I don't know. Maybe he could do it. I mean, if he messes up The Exorcist, I'm going to be furious, though. I just want you all to know. I will come on here and be in fury and anger and be like, this sucks. Because I don't want them to ruin my favorite series of movies. I don't want them to ruin. I actually am floored that they're redoing that one, because I just thought that there were some movies that were just sacred, that were untouchable, that you just that would never get remade, because they're already perfect the way they are. What in the world? Why would somebody think that they can up the ante with The Exorcist? It just makes no sense. It's like, when we were kids, we'd all sit around the table and we'd say, wouldn't it be cool if, right? But we were kids. And then some of those kids grew up still saying that. And then they went on and they actually did these things in these movies that I used to just think, what they'd say, wouldn't it be cool if? And then I would go, yeah. Because I don't believe in changing somebody else's creativity. It's hard for me. I don't know. I want to see things as the creator wants me to see them. And I'm worried about what David Gordon Green is doing with this. Halloween was one thing. The Exorcist, though, that's just, you're going beyond my line. I love The Exorcist. I love The Exorcist 2. I love The Exorcist 3. I even love Dominion in the beginning. So it's really hard for me to accept they're redoing The Exorcist. He better not screw it up. Chad's surviving was ridiculous, as he was stabbed with 2 knives real fast all over his body. I don't know. I haven't done any research, okay, about, the areas of the body he was stabbed in, and whether that would make a difference, how quickly he would bleed out. You have to get stabbed in the right veins in order to bleed out. Sometimes, you could get stabbed a bunch of times and still live. So I don't know. I don't like this whole thing with people going around saying, well, this couldn't possibly be possible, because that's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be going in the movie and then saying that what we saw was not possible. That's not it kind of kills the fun. For me anyway. I want to go in there and I want to experience the movie, and I don't want to get upset at something like, I was shocked to see Chad come out because I thought he was dead, but not shocked like pissed. Shocked like, oh, he's still alive. That's wonderful. Core 4. I thought that was wonderful. Plus, I really like Chad. The way he talks, he has something about him. There's a charisma or something. I don't know. I just really liked his character, and maybe it is the actor himself that has that charisma. I'm not sure, but I really, really liked him, and I want him to live. So I was glad to see him come out of there. And I don't know what the medical science is on it, but I don't know if we're really supposed to be worried about it. A lot of times it's funny to me because I'll hear people criticizing this and criticizing that, and I start thinking, well, I don't know if we're even supposed to care about that little tiny detail, something like, a little mistake here and there. We've picked mistakes out, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't want to ruin movies for myself. So I tend to only get deep in, what's the word I'm looking for? Analytical, and tear apart movies that are like confusing, like Mulholland Drive. That one needs to be torn apart to figure it out, So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Hi. What am I drinking? I'm drinking Mountain Dew as usual. I shouldn't be. It's probably not the best thing, but I'm trying to cut down on the caffeine and the soda drinking. I'm having a little bit of trouble with, controlling my situation with the illness making me feel like crap all the time. I tend to afford myself little luxuries that I normally may have fought on before, like soda, because I don't feel a lot of joy when I feel sick all the time. So I try to find joy in little things like soda. It's silly, but it's the way that it is for me. If they reveal Stu, it probably be at the end. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Sometimes life gets in the way, and we totally get it. It does. It really, really does. I died laughing when Tara got stabbed in the back and stomach, and she comes out of the ambulance with an arm brace. Don't know why. I thought that was so funny. Oh, because a tendon would have got hit. That's why. Because I'll tell you what, when I was in high school, I was in cheerleading, and we were doing a lift, and I fell from this lift. And I fell down with all my weight on this arm, and I fell flat, and I went crack. It made the loudest sound. And I thought, oh my God, my arm is broke. But it wasn't. And I could move it. And I was like, okay. But then so I went home and I went to bed. And the next morning I woke up, and my arm was like, my elbow was like huge. It was huge. And my mom was out of town. I had to call my dad to come and get me, take me to the hospital. And it turned out that all of my tendons had ripped, and ligaments had ripped off my elbow inside here. And so I could still bend it to a point, but I couldn't straighten it. And to this day, I still have a pain when I straighten it out like this. And I was off gym for the rest of the year. We're talking, this happened to me in December. I was off gym till the end of June when school ended that year. So if that tells you anything about how long it takes for something like that to heal, and the effect that it can have on the body. And I had my arm in a sling for the whole rest of the year. My right arm, which it was horrible because I write that way, and I had to try to teach myself to kind of write with my left hand, and I ended up having to type out most of my stuff. Back then we did not type our assignments out very often. It was more, we wrote everything down, but I had to type most of my stuff out for a while then. So what I'm saying is that if there's tendons and there's ligaments all in your arm, and in your back, and everything's kind of connected. So if she got stabbed in the back and in the arm, it could have caused her to not be able to move it. Because if it cuts all the way and you cut them all, you can't move it all. So yeah, I could understand Dewey, but Chad got worse stabbings than Dewey. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad he lived. I was glad to see him, that he lived. That was nice, especially for Tara's sake. Hi, Liam. I am doing well. I thought I got that comment already, didn't I? Did this jump? Nev Campbell, Matthew Fox, and Scott Wolf supposed to come out with Party of Five reunion. Probably take place in Canada. That's awesome. I love Party of Five. I used to watch that. That had Jennifer Love Hewitt in it too, right? Scott Wolf. Holy crap. I haven't thought about that guy in a long time. Thanks. I like it. It was a good present. I got that for Christmas. Yeah, I've seen Unbreakable. I saw Unbreakable when it came out. I missed. I don't know how it got past me. It actually didn't get past me. I knew it was out, and I had seen bits and pieces of it because back then I still had cable. And so every once in a while I would catch a little bit of it, but I never actually sat down and watched the whole entire thing. Excuse me. So this was my first time seeing the whole thing, and I was totally floored. I can't believe what a phenomenal actor James McAvoy is. Oh my God. He was so good. He was so good. And it made me love Glass even more. You like the first half of Glass, the second half is trash. So you're a glass half full kind of guy, or a glass half empty kind of guy? I actually like the end because it reminded me of Saturday morning cartoons. It reminded me of like the Justice League, when you'd be watching Saturday morning cartoons and they'd be fighting outside those buildings, all of them, and they'd be destroying everything. Well, that's what that reminded me of. So I actually liked the end. I thought it was good. It was really emotional at the end. I didn't like seeing David Dunn die, and I was upset that they all died, to be honest. I was hoping they could even save the Beast, but they weren't going to be able to save that guy. I enjoyed Split, but still hate Glass. Glass is the movie ending that ruined the whole thing for me. I understand, but like I said, for me, I instantly tasted Captain Crunch. I could, smell the coffee. It was morning. It felt like Saturday morning cartoons in the 70s. It's exactly what would happen in every single freaking Justice League. They'd end up outdoors, outside of some big building, ruining the whole place. It was just, that's what it reminded me of. I liked it. Stabby, stab, stab. That, yes. Watch out. You get the stabby, stab, stab. Oh, I'm going into your conversation. Glass has the worst ending. That's funny to me because I totally see it totally different. I really liked it. I thought the ending was awesome. Unbreakable and Split are better than Glass. I do agree with that. Unbreakable is one of my favoriteest M. Night Shyamalans. And I'm so sad for Bruce Willis. It's so sad. What's wrong with him? He's not even going to know who he is. He might not even right now. I don't know how bad it's gotten or how far it's progressed, but I mean, what the disease that he has, is literally going to steal all his memories. It's it's tragic. It's so upsetting. Keanu Reeves is going to do a Speed 3. Is he really? Is Sandra Bullock going to do it? Is that her name? Oh my God. Brain fog. I get why you didn't like Jason Takes Manhattan due to the boat, but Jason did do more in New York than Ghostface did. That's true. At least they showed him in, downtown. I know the atmosphere, it didn't seem real New Yorky. It honestly didn't. And I've never been to New York City at all. So I don't know. I live in New York State, but I've never been that way. That's like 6 hours for me, and I would never drive all that way to go to the city. But I've been to other cities, and I've been to like Washington, D.C., and I rode the metro, and the subway was very metro. It still felt like a city to me. So I really didn't mind so much. But I have a lot more reasons to not like Jason Takes Manhattan. So I remember my boyfriend being so angry with me about taking him to that. He's like, "Why did we have to go watch this crappy movie when we could have went and watched something good?" I'm like, I enjoyed myself because, in spite of it being a crappy movie, I do always enjoy myself when I go to the theater to see a horror movie. It's just always fun for me. I don't always like them, but I always think that it's fun to go. So I know it's kind of morbid and stuff, but that's my dark side. I do have a dark side. Hi, Dominic. How you doing? I don't get the hype Megan is getting. I haven't seen Megan yet. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I might. It reminded me of the Child's Play remake. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I did like the Child's Play remake, but that's different. I don't know if I'm gonna like it with like the roles reversed with like little girls. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. We'll have to see. How's things down under? Are we talking about Fig Newtons or the human centipede? No. Ick. Both. To both. I do not eat Fig Newtons. I haven't eaten Fig Newtons since I was 8. And I will never watch the human centipede. No way. No way, Hobbs. Nope. You can't make me. We're talking about Scream 6 and whatever else. And I have a whole bag of like new movies here that I've gotten in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to show off in a little bit. I was trying to get through the chat first, but I don't think that's going to happen. As soon as the neighbor brought out the ladder, I immediately wondered where it came from. Maybe he was doing some painting or construction in his apartment or reenacting the Cool Rider scene. I thought, well, maybe he got it from the maintenance closet, like there's always a maintenance guy in the building and they probably have a ladder, but I thought it was really weird. Also, though, I mean, he kind of did have that look about him where like he could be a construction guy. So I don't know. There's all kinds of weird crap in my house. You wouldn't believe the stuff that's downstairs in my house. My husband's got all kinds of like saws and table things and jigsaws and sanders, and I can't even name all the stuff he's got down there. I wouldn't even know the first thing about half the crap that's down there. If he ever talked me down, sent me downstairs to get a tool, I'd be like, I don't know what you're asking for. Well, some of them I would, but not all of them. What's my ranking of Scream movie endings? Well, one is Aces because that's nothing is ever going to beat that ending. It blew my mind. I was terrified. I did not want to go outside after the movie. I remember being scared. And of course, we had cell phones. That was like the first when we first got ours. No, actually, I don't think we had a cell phone then. Did we? Oh gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, he was scaring me. Scott was scaring me as we were coming out the door, and I don't know. It just I just that's number one for me. Um 3, you know what it is? I think I'm ranking the movies that in the order that I like them also would be the same order that I like the endings, because that's what I'm judging it on, to be honest. So the exact same order that I gave you for the movies itself would be the same ranking, because that I actually use the endings to rank them, I think, for the most part. Yes, I do. I remember that. I also remember him being in Phantoms. You were awesome in Phantoms, yo. I really like Phantoms. That is an underrated movie. And it's funny to look at Ben Affleck in the movie because that's before he got his teeth done. So he has like little chiclet teeth. I have all 3 of them, and I'm going to see 4 as soon as possible. So um I'm looking forward to that. And you can bet when I get home from seeing 4, I'll be coming on here and doing a little impromptu show about it. As long as I feel like putting makeup on, because a lot of times that's the deal. I don't really like putting makeup on my face too much. So it takes a lot of makeup to look this unmade up. Danny picking a fight with Ghostface through the window was so good. Yeah, it was. I like that whole entire sequence. And the sequence in the subway was so good. Man, that was really seriously excellent cinematography. I really, really liked it. Maybe Patrick Dempsey's character might be back in 7. Well, if Sydney comes back, then Mark Kincaid probably would come back too, because I don't think he would ever let Sydney take off and fight. Well, he did in 5, didn't he? He wasn't in it. Was she married to him in 5? Yeah, she was. I don't know. Jamie Hart would be a fantastic final girl. If I make a movie, she's it. It may happen. Hey, Hobbs, I want to be a final girl. I do. And I'd be a good one. So, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm totally into it. And I can act. I think I can. Had my first acting role in 4th grade. Peanut butter and tuna. Ooh. No, I like peanut butter. I like tuna too, but I'm staying away from bread, so I'm not eating a lot of tuna. Because usually the only way I like tuna is if I'm having it in a sandwich, and I'm not eating bread right now. That's the thing. I'm trying to change my diet. Look, it's hard to stay on a diet like the one I have to stay on, because you start to get sick of eating the same foods. And I started to want pizza like everybody else, and I started to want McDonald's like everybody else. And so I let myself go. I let myself have these things. And then slowly but surely, I started to feel icky. And then I lost control. And then my numbers were off. And now I'm fighting it again. And it's been a really rough time. And the last time it took me 5 years to fight it off and get to be in the green again. So it's exhausting. And I've been doing this again since 2021. So It's tough. But this round has not been as bad as the last round. The last round was real bad, and I got real sick for a real long time. And I also gained a lot of weight, because that's another thing it does. I don't have a whole lot of control over my weight, because even if I'm coaching cheerleading, doing all the exercises with them, and going on vacation and walking around Washington DC for a week and all this stuff, and I still was gaining it. So it isn't in my control, which sucks. And because of that, I get a lot of like anxiety and self-conscious feelings about how I look. And I'm always worried that everyone is judging me. There's so many girls growing up that would look at me and say, I hate you because you're so skinny. Because back when I was young, until I was 28 years old and got pregnant, I weighed 98 pounds, you know, and all the girls were like, you know, I hate you. You're a size 2 and all this stuff. And they'd say, I bet you aren't even going to gain weight when you have a baby. Well, if they only knew, you know. And now, you know, it feels like they're getting their satisfaction, because now I'm struggling with all this when I didn't have to struggle when I was young. And I never ever was mean to anybody about their weight or even judged anybody on their looks or anything, but everybody was always judging me on mine. So I have this weird, like, self-conscious anxiety that comes along with this disease, because I can't control my weight. I can't control it necessarily. And even though right now I'm still only around 120, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're only 5 feet tall, it is a lot. I'm not, that's bordering on being overweight. If you look it up, 5 feet tall is only supposed to be about, you know, between 115 and 120. So yeah, here I go again, talking about my stupid disease. And I'm sorry that I do that, guys, but it is difficult for me to deal with it. And I don't talk to anybody about it. I talk to my doctor, I talk to my husband, I talk to my kid, but I don't really have anybody else that I talk to about it. And because I don't like bringing the party down when I see my friends and stuff. So I don't really like talking about it, you know? So when I get on here, sometimes I spill it all out. Sometimes you just have to stream when others are, as long as you're having fun. Yeah, I mean, I know that tonight I'm up against a bunch of people that, you know, I consider to be like my friends and stuff. So I know that Born to Be Rad and Christian and, you know, Dead Pit, they're all streaming right now. But I seem to have, you know, quite a few people in here tonight, so that's good. The ending shot of Stu's house with the sunrise in the first movie. Plus, Moby is one of the most beautiful scenes. Moby. Is that, I don't understand. Moby. You mean the singer guy? The music guy? I don't remember the song. Was it a Moby song? Oh, yeah, it is a Moby song, right? You guys are going to have to forgive me, because, like I said, my brain fog has been super bad. I haven't, he did actually post one today. I actually want to do a video with Cameron. I got to get with him about it, because I've been wanting to do a video about, you know, Queen of Hearts for a long time, and ask him questions about the production and all that stuff. And I haven't had a chance to do it yet, because I've been not feeling good. And everything I do is like impromptu and surprise. Hello, here I am. So I got to get with him on that. And I know he's looking forward to it too. So hi, Anthony. How you doing? As above, so below is where archaeologists, explorers go into the catacombs in Paris, France. Oh, yeah. I remember that. I didn't watch, I think I missed parts of that one too, but I've seen most of it. And I do really like that one. That is a good one. And it scares the crap out of me, because I have like a super fear of going underground and having no air. I I can't even imagine going underground and being deep underground with no like lights, no way to look out at the world where I get air. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Can anyone tell me when the crying and selfishness starts, or is that only on other channels? What the heck? Well, do I have any mods in here? Because this person is obviously a troll. Luck. Bye. Wish I wouldn't have put your comment on screen. You're a jerk. I'm not looking forward to the new Exorcist as it's going to be made by the same people who destroyed Halloween. I like Halloween. I liked it. I bought them all 3 at Christmas time because this is the new way I like it. I like it to go 2018, kills and ends, and that's my way of watching it now. But I am worried about The Exorcist, even though I really like David Gordon Green. It is. I like it a lot. Ryan Reynolds was also oddly and unnecessarily jacked for the Amityville Horror remake. I actually think he was jacked during that time because he was still jacked up for he did Deadpool around that time, not the first one. I mean, when he played it in, was it Wolverine? I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, that, and he was also jacked up. I think it was for Blade, because I think he was supposed to be jacked up for Blade, you know? I could be wrong, though. Selfish. Yeah. Jesus. Hey there, horror fans. It's your buddy Phil here. Hi, Phil. How you doing? I'm happy to see you in here. What's the worst nightmare you've woken up from in the middle of the night? I used to have one where I was a grilled cheese sandwich. Wow, a grilled cheese sandwich. No, I've never had anything that weird. Probably the scariest nightmare I've had. There's 2 of them that I can remember. I used to have okay, there's 3. When I was a kid, I used to have a reoccurring dream about a witch who lived in an attic near my house, and she would cause a flood every time. She would cause a flood, and I would get washed away from my house. I would be upset, and I would be grabbing for everybody, and nobody could grab me. So there's that one. Then when I got older, I had a dream right after I got pregnant with my son. And this was right after 9/11 happened, which I watched and saw live all day, saw the whole thing. And it was devastating. And being pregnant at the time, it kind of messed with my head. And I had a dream where I was driving through town and the high school was next to me and it was falling. The building was falling and I was getting covered in debris. And then I had another dream right after I got pregnant with my son, where my husband and I were driving in the Florida Keys across those really long bridges. And for some reason, we just flew off the bridge. And I turned to him and I grabbed his hand and I said, at least we're going to die together. And then I woke up. So, yeah, that's kind of scary. And then the other one that I have is a reoccurring dream where I'm being chased by mountain people. I call them mountain people. I don't know why I call them that. They're people that live on this mountain and they're always chasing me and they're always coming for my house. I don't understand it. They're always coming for my house. They always want to hurt me and they always want my house. So I don't know what the deal is with the scary mountain people. And it's always like a crew of them, like a whole bunch of them, not just one or two. I'm talking like a whole crowd of mountain people with like, torches and sticks and things to hit me with. It's completely crazy. I don't understand it. I don't know where it comes from or what it means, but I've had that recurring for almost my whole life. So that's another one that's really weird. But those are my only nightmares that I can think of that I can really remember. I mean, I've had the occasional nightmare where like I get scared, like because catch my husband cheating on me or something like that. But I think that's pretty normal, to have those kinds of nightmares. So, or one time I had a dream that somebody else was breastfeeding my son, which freaked me out. I woke up in such a sweat that day. That was terrible. That was a terrible one. That's a real nightmare right there. That one disturbed me like I can't even explain. It was horrible. I don't even know why. Oh, The Exorcist is much better than Blair Witch Project. I always prefer the extended version as the version I grew up watching. Yeah, I like the extended version. I remember when that came out in 99, I had only seen the other version before that. I do like the extended version. What's up with my camera? There it goes. Ash versus Evil Dead being removed from Netflix. That sucks. That sucks. I'm glad I have it then. It's sitting right down here on the floor. See the box set? That's my Evil Dead box set right there. Because we were going to watch the Evil Dead 2, so I had it out. Scream TV show was cringy and awful. Yeah, I don't even think I'm going to bother with it. I can't believe you're almost 50. You look and act so youthful, forever young at heart. I try to be. I mean, I don't know if it's just really good genetics or really good facial products. I don't know. I'm glad I don't look 50 because I have to tell you, this has been hard. Like knowing my birthday's coming up in like 2 months and I'm going to be 50 is really messing with my head. I feel like, how did I get here? Wasn't it just 1975 and I was like 3 and waiting for my dad to come pick me up, or wasn't it just like 1986 and I was at the mall with my friends and we were 80s mall queens, and I don't know. It's crazy how time flies by and you don't realize it. And especially after I got on. I mean, the last 20 years has just gone so fast. I can't believe it. The Pope's Exorcist looks like shit. Yeah. I have to say, I'm not sure about that one. I mean, it looks like the aesthetic is very TV movie. So I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I do like Russell Crowe, but I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I hate when they show canceled culture crap in horror movies. Yeah, I'm glad in a way that they're doing that though, because I think it's really important that this stuff is, out there and that we take responsibility and we make sure that others take responsibility for knowing the effects that this kind of behavior has on people. Like this troll that was just in here, saying whatever, calling me selfish or whatever it was. I mean, is it necessary? I don't think so. And I don't even think it's true. I don't consider myself selfish and I don't know why anybody would consider me selfish. Where is this coming from? I don't know where that's coming from. Selfish on other people's shows. I mean, I don't even know what that's about. Maybe because they see my excitement over getting to talk to people as selfish rather than, because sometimes I do go overboard with what I talk too much. And if I'm on another person's show and I start talking too much and I start telling too many stories, I'm sorry. It's just how I am. When I'm getting to know people, I tell my stories. That's just what I do. And I don't think there's anything selfish about that, asshole. If you're who I think you are, come on. What is your deal, man? Come on. Just forget about it. Just go on with your life. Forget about it. I don't even understand what your thrill is with doing that. Just grow up. You tell me to grow up, but I really think it's you that needs to grow up, dude. Did you watch I Know What You Did Last Summer TV? No, I didn't. See, that's the thing. They're taking all my favorite movies and then turning it into something else. And I don't want to watch that because it ruins it for me. I'm afraid they're going to take it and they're going to take what I love and wreck it, because I was around when that stuff came out. That's the difference, I think. People that, born after, they might have a totally different perspective on it because they didn't see it in the theater, didn't see it come out, weren't living in the times. So I think a lot of times people that weren't living in the times, they see something that's old like that and they have a totally different perspective on it. And that's fine. It's just that I don't want to have it ruined for me. So I tend to just avoid watching them. If somebody wants me to watch it for, whatever reason, analytical purposes or something, I would totally be willing to do that. But I'm not going to watch something like that for enjoyment because it's just not, I just don't think I will, That was also an extra meta layer on people's responses to Sam Melissa post release of 5. Yeah. Social media is a real cesspool and it can end with kids killing themselves. Yes, because they can be bullied all over the web. It's disgusting. That's what I'm talking about. We're not taking responsibility. I don't think we're really taking responsibility for the effects that the speed of our technology, okay, is going faster than a maturity level. So I think that that's why people are getting hurt because our maturity level isn't to the point where we can actually handle the responsibility of having everything be so open like this, where everyone can affect everyone else. It used to be your small little circles, when they say, it takes a village, literally, I was raised by a village of women, a village of people. My dad's street had, 2 streets. It went around like a little, like a cul-de-sac like thing and went down to the other street. And my grandma lived down here. All the neighbors knew us. I got yelled at by all the moms and dads in the neighborhood. If we did something wrong, we all got yelled at. It wasn't like it is today where people stay inside, people stay in their homes and they don't socialize with their neighbors as much. And we used to have block parties where we had a neighborhood cop. He would block off the road 4th of July and we'd all have these neighborhood block parties. It was just the way that it was. And kids today, they just don't have that stuff. And we didn't affect people like that. My being here in New York isn't going to affect in 1980 isn't going to affect somebody in California, but now somebody in New York can affect somebody in California. And I don't know if we're being totally responsible because we all have the guise of hidden identity, which is why I don't hide my identity. I don't hide who I am. I put my face out there. I put myself out there. I don't hide behind a picture. I've never been like that because I don't think it's right to hide behind other things. It would give me more balls, to be honest, and more balls to be ruder. And I don't want to be rude. And I think a lot of people do like to be rude. And I find that is disgusting. And I don't understand why that is, because it makes me feel bad to be mean to somebody. It feels bad for me to be mean to somebody else. I can't understand why anybody wants to be mean to someone. It just doesn't make sense. But it does if you're not a good person and you see yourself as more important than everybody else. So you trolls out there who are coming in and saying things like, I'm selfish. No, you're selfish. You're so selfish that you hide behind, no picture. You're just whatever picture you have there, you hide behind it and you go around, you insult people. That's the most immature thing I can think of. I mean, seriously, I've never done that. Never. I've never trolled a single person. If I'm going to say something to you, I'm going to say it as me. Okay? So I'm not going to let trolls affect me. And I'm actually laughing at you because I think that you're funny. I think that you're ridiculous. I think that you're sick in the head. And I feel sorry for you. I really do. You must have a really crappy life to have to spend your time insulting people online. Big, big, big man. Takes a big man to insult people online, don't it? June, Scream has always had commentary on the current pop culture. It made sense that they would address online mob mentality. And I'm so glad they did. We need this addressed. We need it addressed. There's a lot of things I think we need addressed in these days, but I'm not going to talk about them all. But I do have my opinions on, the way that people act these days. And I don't like it. I want people to be nicer and get along and make everything better for people. We're supposed to make the world better, not worse. We're not supposed to be so selfish that we think we're right over everybody else and to the point where we're insulting. That's just disgusting to me. Also, I'm not really into humiliating people. So I would never if we were in a group of people and someone were to come up to me that I didn't like and, for example, offer me a hug, I'd hug them. And I wouldn't humiliate them at all. I'd hug them because that's who I am. I don't know why people would do something like that, to think that you're so, I'm not even gonna get into it, but that's happened to me. So I feel like I'm hurt by it actually. And I haven't talked about it, but I'm hurt by it. I was hurt by that. I did wish Sam punched that rude person who threw. I know. God, that made me so mad too. I was like, she should. But then again, if she does, everyone's going to get it on film, right? And then everybody, that just gives more fuel to the fire. So it sucks because you also not only feel like you can't control what's being said about you, but you can't control anything because you are totally tied up. No matter what you do, someone is going to say something bad and use it against you. And that's the problem. That shouldn't be the way that it is. But because there are bad people out there with bad intentions, that's the way it is. Bye, zombie. I'll see you later. We'll talk again. I heard that. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited. That is very exciting for me because right around that same time that Maxine's going to be set in, that's when Footloose came out, Footloose is like my favorite 80s movie. I mean, that was Now, I didn't buy that soundtrack for myself, which is why I don't count it as the first soundtrack I ever bought, because it wasn't, I didn't buy it. It was a gift. Um, I absolutely love that soundtrack. It's probably one of the best soundtracks from the 80s, and it's right up there with like the Lost Boys and Purple Rain. I love that movie. And I love Kevin Bacon. Stir of Echoes is so underrated, and Hollow Man, another one, very underrated. Those movies should be talked about more because I think they're awesome. Yes, he's a very good singer, and I remember him doing a few concerts and stuff in the 80s. They used to show it on MTV sometimes. The Following is so good. Has a very Twin Peaks vibe. Ooh, I'm definitely going to find that. Sounds right up my alley. Hi, how are you doing, Predeterminator? I hope I'm not so far behind, because I have a feeling I'm very, very, very far behind here. Hey, do you guys want to see my movies now? Let's just go through, because I'm getting tired of reading all those. So, whew, it's hot in here too. Actually, I'm going to take one little break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. So sit tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. um, ah, Karma, chameleon. Oh my God, I love that song. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's, I'm pretty sure I know who it was, and it's one of two people. I'm not going to mention names, but this person, the one likes to do things because I don't know, that one's creepy. There's a creepy one, and then there's a not a creepy one who's just being an idiot, or likes to be funny and really isn't scary to me. But there is one that bothers me, and I don't know, he scares me. I don't like him. I wish they'd do the cult thing, because I'm tired that it's one or two kills. It would be more suspenseful and more of a major threat for the survivors to fight, and the twist revelation to shock them. Yeah, but if there's a cult, then there's not enough. It's almost like whatever group, they'll be bigger than the group they're going after. So it feels like they'd win. I don't know about the cult thing. if somebody's explained it to me right, I might be able to get it and I might change my mind about it. But right now, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the cult. I think Chad should have died, but I'm glad Gail lived. Her fight scene with Ghostface was so intense, and I was so scared for her, but she put up a good fight and was quick on her feet. Yeah, I really liked that whole scene in her apartment. I like how smart she was with the gun. Like, she wasn't messing around. You can tell she has been through this before because she could listen. She was listening for sound. She shot through the door. Very smart. She did it all very well. And I was a little bit that line, tell Sydney he didn't get me. That was just the corniest thing. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? that should have been eliminated. I mean, I love Gail, but that is not something Gail would say. It just doesn't seem like Gail. It really doesn't. I was thinking maybe the Stranger Things creators would be good at Scream. Yeah. Yeah, they might be. God, I love that show. I really do. That and American Horror Story, those were my favorite TV shows in the last few years, All right, let's I'm gonna start showing you what I got. So, okay. So I got some things from the Arrow sale, and I got some things from Scream Factory when they had their last sale. So we'll start out with this one. I got Valentine from 2000 or 2001. I can't remember what year it was, but this is directed by Jamie Blanks, who is good friends with Piz. And I've actually told him how much I love this movie and how much I love Urban Legend, which Urban Legend to me, man, I freaking love that movie so much. I don't have that one either, and I need to get that one. I absolutely love Jared Leto, and I love the fact that it kind of makes him look like he's the one that's guilty, and then it turns out to be the Noxzema girl. So, and if anybody is too young to know what I mean by the Noxzema girl, the killer in that movie used to be one of the Noxzema facial cream girls on TV, and that's how I knew her. So, speaking of stew, I got 13 Ghosts. This is my favorite Matthew Lillard part. I love this movie so much. And out of all the movies he's done, this is my favorite one of his because I like how he depicts what it feels like to have a migraine and to be affected by, things in the environment around you and how it affects you emotionally. I also really like the fact that he is the hero in this. I really love it. And I love him. So I got Cherry Falls. This I found by surprise one time. It was Halloween, and it was the first time I never went out for Halloween. I'm going to take this off here. There we go. Is the first time that I didn't go out on a Halloween night because I was pregnant and I wasn't going to go out and go to the bars or any of that stuff. So it was the first time I ever stayed home on Halloween. And I watched this and I watched Ginger Snaps. And it made it special for me. Not only because it was my first Halloween that I didn't go out, but also because I found these two really fantastic movies and I've loved them ever since. So it's one of my most memorable Halloweens. Also, that was the first time that I ever did this little trick with the popcorn that I do. If you guys ever want something really new to try with your popcorn, try taking a little Frank's Red Hot sauce, mixing it with the butter, and making a nice, mixture. Then you take it and you drizzle it on your popcorn and you use a knife to stir it up and get it all going. And don't use too much because then it gets too soggy. But just that little bit of Frank's Red Hot, it tastes like chicken wings, chicken wing popcorn. So it's really good. And that was the first night I ever did that. And that was a pregnancy thing. So that was actually really, really, really good. Silent Hill. Now, I love this movie. It has flaws, okay? But it's okay because I don't expect it to be the game. It has a lot of similarities with the game and it uses a lot of inspiration from the game, but it isn't the game itself. But I think this is an incredible movie. I think it gets a lot of flack for things that I don't understand. Now the sequel to this, complete crap. Complete crap. But this was good. So I picked this up. I love that. Lake Placid. This movie has Betty White saying the F word. What more could you ask for? This movie is so good. Bridget Fonda is hilarious in it. She's so grossed out by everything around her. She gets hit with heads. She keeps getting hit with heads. I just love this movie. It is completely wild, completely crazy. Really good actors. This cast is amazing. And it's not your usual horror movie. So I really enjoyed this one and I recommend this one to everybody. Candyman. This movie is incredible. It has some of the best cinematography I've ever seen in any movie ever. I remember going to the theater to see this with my boyfriend and he was like, "Aren't we going to kiss or anything?" And I'm like, because I wanted to see the movie. I was glued to the screen the entire time. The music just takes you in. The music makes you feel, and then with the beautiful cinematography on top of it, it's almost like being on a ride, on a flight. I kind of likened it to a flight. I really, really love this movie, and that's funny because that's about bees. But this movie is a classic that everybody should see. So. Now from Arrow, I got Hellbound Hellraiser 2. This is my favorite of the Hellraisers. Now the first Hellraiser is great. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike the first one, but the second one really elevated it for me. And I love the villain, the woman. I can't remember her name right now. But she's so good and she's so scary and horrific. And there's so much gore, but it's beautiful gore. And I had to get this one. I really love it. Then this one is special. I got the Wild Things box set. I did not get the 4K because I am not fully upgraded to 4K. I do have a few 4K discs in my collection, but right now I just have a regular Blu-ray player. I don't have a 4K one and I don't have a 4K TV. And I don't think it's really worth it to, buy a bunch of 4Ks unless I actually have the equipment to play it in. So let me show you what's in it. Okay, so it comes in this really nice box, which I love because it's a sturdy one and it's going to look nice on the shelf. It comes with a book. Tells you, all the details about the movie, little things, shows you pictures. It's fun. It would be nice to read. Maybe one of these days I'll do a watch along or something and I'll read you the stuff that's in the book. And then of course it comes with the movie. But it also comes with a poster. Now it's double-sided. So I don't know which side I'm going to end up hanging. There's this side, which that's the poster that was in all the movie stores and at the theater, I think. And then there's this side, which I think is going to be the side I end up putting up because I like the colors and I think I don't know, I just like the way it looks. So that's probably going to be the one I end up putting up. But I like that. I think it's cool. So I picked that up. Now, I raided the dollar store. We have Dollar General down the road. I didn't go to that particular one. I have raided that one before too, but I didn't go to that particular one this time. This time I went to a different one. And they didn't have a lot of Blu-rays. It was mostly DVDs that they had. So what I did was I picked up things that I want to that don't have, I can't talk all of a sudden. I picked up a bunch of things that I don't have in my collection that I've wanted in my collection for a long time that I just happened to randomly find it, which was awesome. Now I'll show you the Blu-rays first because I did get a couple. I got Guardians of the Galaxy, which I love this movie. I haven't seen, I know there's like a whole series of movies where they're all interconnected, you know, the whole, what is this? This isn't DC, it's the other one, Marvel, right? I haven't seen all of them. I think I should though, because I think I've been doing a disservice to these movies. Sometimes I get snobby and I'll think, oh, I don't want to watch that because it's like totally, you know, what everybody likes. And I don't want to watch what everybody likes, you know? So I kind of go, and then I end up regretting it because I'm missing something good. And I actually think in this universe, I'm actually missing something good. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch all these movies eventually. But I did get Guardians of the Galaxy, which I did not have before. And so I'm happy about that. Also, I found the Bourne Supremacy, which I don't have all these. So I wanted to add to the collection. I have Jason Bourne and I have this one and that's it. And I need the others. So I will find them eventually. And then I got this box set of A League of Your Own, which it's not the greatest box. It's a really crappy box. And I wasn't too pleased with that, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. And I just cut it into one of these kind of boxes so that I would be able to get the movies in and out. Oops. So it comes with the movie, of course. And then it comes with it comes with a book about the movie and about women's baseball in general. It tells you all about the women's baseball, which I'm excited to read about. Even though I know a little bit about it already, I really do want to read about this, and it's cool. And it came with stickers. It's got a baseball with lips on it, and then it's got the League of Their Own sticker. It came with a patch, which I'll probably put on my jean jacket. It came with, this is like a tag like thing. It's got like, you put your name and everything on the back. I don't know what I'll use this for. Maybe I'll put it on my suitcase or something. And then it came with 3 baseball cards. We get Dottie Hinson. We get Jimmy Dugan. There's no crying in baseball. And we get All the Way May. I love Madonna. Shame what she's done to her face, though. Don't get plastic surgery, girls. Don't do it. It's just not worth it. I don't know what she was thinking. Okay, so that's it for the Blu-rays that I found at the dollar store. So now for the DVDs. I'll just go for a bunch. Okay, this one is probably the one I was like, what? I couldn't believe that they had this. And I was so excited because I don't have this movie. And I really love this movie and loved it ever since it came out in 86. And that is The Last Dragon. I love this movie. Sure enough, I love this movie. I saw it in the theater when it came out. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I can't remember details about, you know, I can't remember the character's name. Bruce something, right? Or something Lee. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm looking forward to revisiting it, and maybe I'll do a review on it when I do. American Hustle, which I love this movie. It's been a long time since I saw this one, but I remember it quite well. I really like the whole microwave thing. I think it's funny how she's like, that takes the nutrition from our food. And I can remember my aunt having that exact same conversation with my uncle saying that steals the nutrition right out of our food. And honestly, to this day, I don't really cook in a microwave. My son does sometimes. My husband does sometimes. I don't use the microwave very often. It's not something I I use it to melt butter sometimes, and that's about it. I won't eat microwave food. So, but I love this movie. I love the setting. I love the fact that it's got Jennifer Lawrence is beautiful in this. So is Amy Adams. And man, Christian Bale, he is a morpher. He really knows how to morph, you know. He's not even cute in this, and he's hot, you know. It makes no sense. Anyway, next one is Night of the Living Dead. This is the remake from 1990. I did not have this. I don't have the original Night of the Living Dead either, but that's okay because I can see it anytime. They always have it playing somewhere, you know. So, but I did not have this, and I really like this. I remember going to the theater to see this one as well. I remember feeling like it was kind of giving a feminist message, you know, with the girl being the major. I don't remember the end very well, but I remember the girl lives through it instead or something. I can't remember. It's been too long since I've seen this one as well. So I'll have to watch this and I'll do a review on that one too. This one I was super happy to see because I absolutely love this movie and I absolutely love this band, The Runaways. Oh my God. Kristen Stewart is awesome. She's so good as Joan Jett. I can't even believe it. It was like I was looking at Joan Jett. She's so good at it. She had every move, every body movement and everything down to a T. Now I didn't watch a lot of, like, I didn't listen to the Runaways. I was too little when they were popular. I did hear their music, but I didn't really understand what I was seeing, you know, or hearing. It wasn't until 1981 and MTV came out and they started playing Cherry Bomb that I started to really understand and like this band. And I was totally floored by it. And this is probably the reason I think it's funny that in the video for Cherry Bomb, she's wearing actual lingerie, which she did on stage all the time. The lead singer, she did that all the time. But I mean, I used to look at that and it was like, I didn't question it. Like I didn't question, oh my God, that woman's out there in her skivvies. I never even questioned it. I was just like, well, yeah, she's wearing an outfit. I didn't question it. So I'm wondering if a lot of girls were like that, considering the whole Halloween thing. That's funny too. That whole Halloween thing where girls are allowed to, you know, dress like sluts on one night of the year. I never participated in that. So, but yeah, I got The Runaways. I love this movie. I love their music, and I'm looking forward to watching this again. Oh, Michael Shannon is in this as I can't remember, the producer guy. And I remember watching this documentary and thinking that guy was such an asshole. And Michael Shannon really makes him an asshole. It's really good. I like it. A Knight's Tale, which I don't know how many of you love this movie like I do, but I absolutely love this movie. And the fact that it has modern music and that Heath Ledger and Shannon Sossamon and all them, they do that little dance, you know, to Golden Years by David Bowie, which I love. It's different. It's unique. It's got Paul Bettany. Anything with Paul Bettany is awesome. And I suggest everybody see this at least once. It's also pretty funny and touching. Cameron's going to like this. I got Veronica Mars. Now, I saw the TV show, and I've seen this movie, but it's been a while since I've seen the movie, and I don't really remember much about it. And I can't remember, did they make a sequel to this? Because I can't remember if they actually made a sequel to Veronica Mars or not. But I'm looking forward to revisiting this because it's been a super long time, and I don't remember anything about the plot or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that again. Dead Silence. And this is the unrated version. I'm not sure I've seen the unrated version, so that's exciting. This movie is highly underrated. I don't know why people don't talk about this one more. I really think that it's pretty freaking scary, to be honest. and it's got Donnie Wahlberg in it, and he's so good. You know what? It's not fair that Mark Wahlberg gets all the credit for his acting, and Donnie gets all the credit for the music, because I don't care what anybody says. Donnie is just as good an actor as Mark Wahlberg is. Donnie is a really good actor. And if you've seen his small bits that he's done in different things and seen how he morphs, you can see it. I mean, he's Duddits. He's Duddits in Dreamcatcher. You know, it took me years till I figured that out. I didn't even know that was him. Because I never looked at the credits and I never figured out. I never knew it was him. His small little part in The Sixth Sense. I mean, he's so good in that. And obviously, we all know he was freaking phenomenal in Saw. Even when he's hanging on that thing and he's up on that block of ice, he's doing such a good job. He's a really good actor. He doesn't get enough credit. And I'm looking forward to watching this again. I've recently rewatched this, not necessarily the unrated version, but I have recently rewatched this, and it's so fun. It's so fun. And Mary Shaw is a pretty good villain. She's scary. I find this genuinely scary. Okay. Okay. This is a double pack of The Exorcist, the beginning, and Dominion, which I just got done telling you guys that I like. So I was pretty happy to find this down there. It's been a while since I've watched either one of these, and I know that they're sort of the same, but there's slight differences in it. And I was thinking it would be really cool to do like a whole breakdown video of the differences between the movies. And I could tell you a little bit about the history and why the director got fired or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly why there were two done. I don't remember what the deal was with it, but I know that I like both of them. I do prefer one over the other. I'm not sure which one. I think I prefer the beginning because that's the one with the woman getting possessed. So yeah, this is a good buy. This was a good find. I was so excited to find that. Okay, this is another collection pack. It's called the Fallen Angel 3-movie collection, and it's got I'll bet me Legion, which I already have Legion. I do have a copy of Legion already. It's just that I don't have Priest. I did, but you know how sometimes you have a movie and then you let someone borrow it and it walks off? That's happened to a lot of my movies. So that was one that I lost. I don't know how, but I lost it. And then it's got Gabriel. And I don't think I've seen Gabriel. So that's a new movie for me to see, and maybe I can do a reaction to it or something. But Priest is so good. That is such an underrated movie. It's a great vampire film. And Carl Urban's in that, and he is the bad guy, and he is so good. I love it. And Legion is, I love Legion. I thought that Dennis Quaid was so good in it, and the whole thing, the whole premise, and I like how it calls back to the Terminator. It's got a lot of the Terminator in it, and I like that. It's pretty cool. This is another 3-movie collection. It's Elysium, Looper, and Total Recall. That's the remake of Total Recall, not the Schwarzenegger one, which, you know, I don't like the remake as much as I like the original, but I don't see anything wrong with it. I didn't think it was that bad. So I don't mind that I got that one over the other one. And besides, I already think I have the other Total Recall anyway. Looper, that's not a bad movie either. I don't remember much about it. I just remember that they put this fake chin on Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it looks weird. It looks really weird. And Elysium, I don't remember anything about. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that because I don't remember anything about that one at all. Don't Breathe. This movie terrified me. This movie made me cringe in the corner of my couch, wanting to just be as small as possible because of the whole turkey baster scene. I can't even tell you how terrifying. There's only one other movie that's ever made me feel like that, and that one was Promising Young Woman. That movie made me feel really freaked out and really scared. But this one, I can't even imagine the terror that must have been. I mean, it was not real, obviously, but it feels real if you're a woman. Oh, it's scary, guys. It's really scary. So anyway, I really love this movie. I also love the sequel. I saw the sequel in the theater. This one I saw at home, but I saw the sequel in the theater. I was really happy to pick this up, and I'll be definitely doing a review on it. So, oh, my pile's gonna fall over. Okay, so this is another collection. This one's the Laugh Out Loud 3-movie collection, and it's all Cameron Diaz. It's Bad Teacher, Sex Tape, and The Sweetest Thing. And the reason I got this is because of this movie, The Sweetest Thing. This movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. It reminds me of me and my girlfriends and the friendship that we have. Especially the part with the swan, with the swan in the car. My friend Heather just used to have so much junk in her car that I would go, I'm not getting in there unless you tell me that there's no food under the seat and I'm not going to get eaten alive by some creature that lives in there, because I swear to God, it was nasty. Her car used to be so nasty sometimes. But yeah, and Bad Teacher, I've seen it, but I don't remember a lot about it. And I don't think I've seen Sex Tape at all. So that'll be new. So this is also a double pack. This is Ghost Rider and Hellboy. Now, Ghost Rider I used to have, but that has come up missing over the years. Hellboy, I don't think I ever had Hellboy to begin with, so I might have it in another multi-pack or something, but it doesn't matter to me. I really bought this for the Ghost Rider because I really love that movie. It's so underrated. I don't think people give Nicolas Cage the credit he deserves for being in that. And of course, Hellboy is good too. I really actually prefer the second one over the first one though, but I do like the original Hellboy. And this is the last one. And this is the 1998 Godzilla. I didn't have this one, and I really wanted it because I have no Godzilla movies. And I figured, well, if this is at the dollar store for just like $2 or whatever, I might as well just pick it up. So I picked this one up, and that's it. That's all of them. I know I got some more too that I probably didn't show you guys that I got at Christmas time and that I meant to, but I'll show you guys those later because I didn't pull those out. So, all right, let's get back to the chat. Oh, God, I hope not. I really don't want that. I don't want him to remake that. So, oh, I've lost all my viewers. Nobody wanted to see my movies. They like listening to me ramble instead, I guess. That is possible. He might do good with it. I really like what he did with, Dr. Sleep. And that was a challenge. The thing with Mike Flanagan is his aesthetic is really, I don't know, it's really TV movie, except for in the Dr. Sleep movie. Otherwise, most of the stuff he's made, I've been like Hill House was okay, but I don't know. I prefer The Haunting of Hill House or, The Haunting itself over all that, because they're all based on the same story, if I remember right. So. What's your favorite cut of Exorcist 4? Exorcist 4 would be those two cuts, right? So yeah, the beginning is mine. I prefer the one where the doctor woman gets possessed over the kid. The one with the kid is just, There are things though that I like about that one that I like more than the other one. So I guess there's stuff in both of them, and it's been too long since I've watched them both to know what the comparisons will be. But that's exactly why I want to do that video. Why I want to watch them both, and I want to and talk about them in a video. I think that'd be a really good idea. Well, at least David Gordon Green gave us 2 good Halloweens. I know, but in my opinion, Halloween Kills should have been the end. Yeah, I liked Ends a lot. A lot. So much more than all the others. So I can't agree with you there. I really liked Ends a lot. I saw a lot in it. Sorry, I've got hair like being sucked into my mouth. Oh, that's at that jerk. Show us on the Yeah, show them where I hurt you. Yeah. Yes. I did eventually move in myself though, but yeah, Gypsy, if you see somebody in here making comments like that, you just yeah, cuz I don't need that. This is supposed to be a positive place with, good vibes and talking about movies. And I don't want, I mean, just to come in here and say a bunch of stupid craps just to insult me is just pointless and stupid. And we're here to talk about movies. We're talking about movies. I don't see where that's selfish in any way. God, that really bothered me. Hey Cray, how you doing? Split was good. I really liked it. I can't believe I waited so long to watch that movie. That was just stupid. It was dumb. Glass was actually the first steelbook I ever bought. That artwork. I want to see that steelbook. I've never seen the Glass steelbook. I have Glass, but I didn't get the steelbook. I really like that. I'd like to see it. Super Friends. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it reminds me of. Man, I loved that. That and like Space Coast and Speed Buggy, Captain Caveman. Man, those were the days. I'd do anything to wake up one morning and be back in the 70s, guys. My favorite role of Bruce Willis is playing Butch in Tarantino's Pulp. He was really good in that. He's really good in everything, but he was really good in that. And he was a very versatile actor. I mean, he could do serious stuff, he could do, action movies, and he could do comedy. He's funny. So I used to watch Moonlighting when I was a kid. I remember Moonlighting was on the nights that my mom would bowl. And so I'd be home alone, babysitting my brothers, watching Moonlighting. I really loved it. Demi Moore is living with Bruce Willis. Now she's going to help take. Oh, that's lovely. I love that. That's good. That means that she's got humanity to her. And that she really loved him, which I used to worry about. I mean, I feel bad for people in Hollywood sometimes because I don't really know if I was famous, it'd be hard, I don't know if I could handle that kind of a life because I like my privacy and I like to be real, I would constantly be worried that everyone around me wasn't being real, I guess that's why I never left here and didn't go to Hollywood. I was always too afraid anyway. What was your worst movie theater experience besides Jason Takes Manhattan? For me, Unfriended was the most dumbest and boring movie I ever saw in theaters. Yeah, I'm gonna say Paranormal Activity. I can't say, yeah, that was probably the worst. Yeah. That's the most mad I've ever been coming out of a movie theater. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that one would be the one. I can't say that about a lot of movies because there isn't a lot of times where I go to the movies and say, oh my God, I hated that. I usually go to the movies and say, I liked this, I liked this, I liked this, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. I usually find a balance. So I don't know. That I just hated. And I've never watched a single one of them since. There's just some movies that I just won't. Like, I'll never watch The Human Centipede, even if people tell me it's great, it's great. No. I can't look at that. I can't look at it. There's some things that go beyond my line, and that one just crosses it. I can't look at that. It's just too gross to me. Ugh, I can't. I was disappointed that Scream 6 was supposed to be Halloween, but I got no Halloween or fall vibes. Scream 6 was supposed to be a Halloween movie? I don't remember that. Is that true? That movie Tusk is equally as disgusting. I have not seen Tusk either. Now, I know that it's got Justin Long, and I love him, and I know it's a Kevin Smith movie, and I really like his movies. I should give it a chance. I know it's disgusting though. Body horror, I have a hard time with. Some of it I can handle, and some of it I can't. That one might be too far for me. Existenz was pushing it, We had brick phones and car phones for sure in 96. Yeah, my stepmom had a car phone. I remember because she was doing like home nursing and stuff. Is the brick phones that same kind of is the brick phones like those big like Zach Morris phones? Oh yeah, that's right. I had a great time with Smile. I haven't seen that one yet. I gotta get on that one. That's so cool that his daughter was in that. Buddy, what's up? What's up, Steak? That's my saucy buddy. You guys saw each other twice in the same week. That's awesome. I loved you in Phantoms, yo. I love that. I love that line. That was Dogma, right? Or was that Dogma? Wait, which one was that? That's Jay and Silent Bob saying that to him, but which movie was that? I can't remember which one it was. Yes, I'm aware. Who are you? James? Is that you? Because the coffee and donuts things could be a giveaway. I'm not going to be in the new region free, so I wasn't asked. I'm hoping the timeout will help beep. You taking some time off, Steak? I needed a little time off. I've been taking some time off too. I do wish I'd be on here more though. I could try it. I can't guarantee I'm going to like it. The problem I have is like I have a rebellious streak in me, and the doctors say, hey, you have to stay on this diet. You have to eat these foods and don't eat these foods. And then I go, okay. And I'm good for a while. But then I start to go, I'm tired of eating these foods. I want this. And then I see everybody else eating it or talking about eating it. And I'm like, how come I don't get to have that? I want that. I'm going to go eat it anyway. And then I'll go make a pizza, and then I'll regret it the next day, because the next day I'll wake up and I'll feel all gross and bloated and like, tired, extra tired and everything. Cause that's what gluten does to me. I have a gluten sensitivity because of the Hashimoto's. So it's just a spiral of nastiness that I can't stand. So I'm gotta stop. I have to stop eating it because it isn't helping me. It's making things worse for me and making it harder for me to get better. And if I want to get back to the where I was, I need to follow my diet because that's how I did it before. It's the only way through. That's gonna mean I'm gonna have to get really pissed at myself and very vigilant. I'm doing the whole Porky Pig thing. My husband makes fun of me because I sometimes stutter because my brain moves faster than my mouth can go. So I stutter. It sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Going back to the social media point, Instagram has been awful for body shaming. It's horrible how many teen girls have developed mental health problems and hurt themselves because of peer pressure. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy to, be a woman or girl and have like certain expectations from you. And, everybody is judging you, based on your looks, all the time. I feel like my whole life has been like people judging me on that and never really paying attention to me, but me, which is fine, but it's also caused me a lot of harm because I've had to design my life. I've always believed every single job I ever got, I thought it was because of the way I looked and because could be charming. I never really thought it was because I had smarts, and that's very unfortunate, but that's just how it is. That's how it's been for me. And that's how it is for a lot of girls. And it's unfortunate because we don't want to be judged that way. I don't want to be self-conscious about my looks. I don't want to be worried all the time that I'm not going to be liked because I don't look right, but that's how I feel. And that sucks. I hate walking around with that heavy thing on me all the time, where like when I went to Scarefest, it was very nerve-wracking for me to meet everybody because I wasn't where I was when I started Region Free. When I started Region Free, I was just getting sick again, but I was still, doing well and had more energy and was more bubbly, and, I was thinner and I felt better. But as the illness has progressed, I've, chunked up a little bit and I'm not in good shape. And, I'm tired a lot more. I'm cranky a lot more. And when I went to Scarefest, I was freaking out that everyone was going to think I looked terrible. And truth is, I do feel like that. I do feel like that. I would have rather met people when I felt more better, more better. Jesus, Jamie, what the heck? I would have rather met everybody when I was feeling more confident and more, better about myself. And I don't know. I was also not feeling very well that entire time. And that was kind of rough on me too. And I don't know. I'm going to Scarefest again in October. I got my tickets already. I got VIP tickets. I'm doing the whole VIP thing, guys. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do a whole documentary about it. You're going to get a lot more footage this year. But I mean, if everybody goes, and I'm I'll be happy to see everybody. So hopefully by then I'll be feeling better and I won't be like, hey guys, I don't feel good, I'm gonna go, and then go puke in the parking lot, because I felt bad. I really wanted to hang out with everybody a lot more. So thanks. I always love it when you guys come here and talk to me too, because I get lonely. I like talking about movies, and not a lot of people around me talk about movies. So it's cool when you guys come on here and talk about movies. You don't need to apologize for talking about your disease, Jamie. We all care about you, and sometimes you just need to vent. I do. And I'll tell you what, I hold in a lot. I spend a lot of time holding in bad feelings in silence. And I don't like talking about that. I don't like telling people that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I have a lot of negative feelings, a lot of negative things going on, and I'll just hold it in, hold it down. if someone hurts my feelings or something happens to me where I'm feeling like I was treated unfairly, or, you know, someone hurts me, a lot of times they won't even know because I won't say anything. I'll act like nothing's wrong. And I don't know if that's healthy. It's probably not. And it's probably why sometimes I just go and I blow up, and my husband knows all about that. But I don't know. I don't know how to deal with things well, especially when I don't feel like I can express myself freely. I don't feel like I can express myself freely ever, ever. I am right now in my own space, but I'm not totally, you know, because there's a lot of things that have happened in the last, especially the last few months that have made me very upset, and I haven't said anything about them. But I am feeling separate. I'm feeling like I'm an island in the middle of the Pacific. I'm feeling put out, and it hurt my feelings a little, because I didn't really want to leave region free. It just, I got sick and I didn't go on for a long time, and I don't know, I guess I just lost touch with everybody, and I don't know. I feel sad about it, but I'm trying to not, and I'm just going to move on and do my own thing and try to find people to work with, other people if I can. Like going on Destination Station was fun. I had such a good time going on there and doing that whole, reaction thing, which I'd never done before. And it was fun. And Des is really nice. And I really like that. I like it. Like the Night Watch Zone, he's such a nice guy. They're so nice. Him and Coriander, they're really nice people. And they don't make me feel judged. They don't make me feel bad about myself. So I don't know. I've been trying to spend a little more time over there because, I like those people. And I feel like they like me and, respect my knowledge base, which that's what I'm looking for, The only bread I eat is whole wheat bread. That's what I ate, was whole wheat bread, but I can't have wheat or anything like that anymore. I know they have like lots of gluten-free products in the stores. It's just that I'm not one to try new things. And really what my diet needs to consist of is meat and vegetables, protein and, vegetables, whatever I'm going to get out of them. No potatoes, no carbs. I shouldn't have milk. Milk is not good for me. I get sick every time I drink it. I also need to be a little more diligent about drinking more water. I'm having problems with dehydration. I don't like that because it gives me stomach pain. Plus, I get little cracks in the corners of my mouth, and I don't like that. And I get I just get a lot of problems from it, and I don't like it. But anyway, move on. I've been on here for a while. I'm starting to get a little tired. We're here for you whenever you want to chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Your stream is the cool one, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys come here because, I've been feeling pretty down lately, and this is cheering me up. Me too. I cannot go underground. Cannot do it. Jake, how you doing? I doubt you're still in here because I'm so behind. But I'm really glad you came in. Hi. Wasn't it? It was so fun. I loved how vicious he was. All the different knives he was stabbing into that guy until he found the one he liked. I mean, it was just, it was crazy. That movie was nuts, and I liked it. I don't necessarily want to go into a movie every single time and have it be completely 100% realistic. I'm not going there for that. I'm going there for fun, to see something fun. And that one was a blast. I'm really liking these like over the top Michael Uber Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. He was really vicious in that. That is the best part of that one movie. When the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out, that part in the big boss, oh my God, that was phenomenal. I loved every minute of that slashing, the light. I mean, they looked great. That was fantastic. There's a lot of good, I'm doing it again. Really good cinematography in that movie. Blade 3. Wild, I can't remember my dream from 5 hours ago. I don't know how I remember these ones because they disturb me so much, you know? It's very rare that I remember my dreams, but there are certain ones where if I get really disturbed by it, I'll remember them forever. Like that one about the witch living in the attic and causing a flood. I still don't, I was like 6 when I had that dream. I don't have any clue what that's about. No, I've never had sleep paralysis. I do know all about it, but I've never had that happen to me. I have one time though, I felt like there was something dark in my room and I didn't quite know what to do about that. I did feel like I felt there was something tangible there. And so I kept my eyes closed, shut really tight. And I said, you know, I know you're here. I acknowledge you, but I'm not going to open my eyes and look at you. And you can just go away because I'm stronger than that. And I'm not going to let you affect me. And the feeling went away. So, but I remember feeling pretty scared that night. And I don't know why I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure it was just my imagination. I don't really believe in that kind of stuff necessarily. Somewhat do, somewhat don't. Yes, but not like not like inbred like that, but like vicious like that, like dirty and I don't know. I don't understand that dream at all. It makes no sense to me. I remember I had a dream where I was in an elevator with 2 predators. I asked if they were going to hunt aliens, and then I woke up. Wow. Wow. Well, they should go hunt those aliens. My worst nightmare that comes to mind had me in an old house being chased by Michael Myers and him smashing my head into a mirror. And what's really weird is I actually had that dream more than once. That is weird. Like, I've never had a bad dream about a movie I've watched. Never. It's never happened. I've never had like Michael or Jason or Leatherface or any of them chasing me in my dreams. It's kind of weird. I used to have funny, outrageous dreams when I was at school naked. I never had one of those either. I have had a dream though, like where all my teeth fell out. That freaked me out. I don't know what that was about. I have no clue. Hey, did you guys notice that I colored my hair? That it's lighter? Because I did. I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning, but I just realized, oh my God, my hair is shining like blonder. So yeah, I colored my hair. It's lighter. It's your Scottish genes, Jamie. We always look the best. Heck yeah. That's right. Please ignore that stupid troll. You're so wonderful, Jamie. Thank you. Yes, I'm pretty sure that person is someone specific that I know, and they need to get a life. Hey, Ben. I made everyone promise we're not talking about Halloween. So trolls aren't worth the light of day. They've probably gotten a horrible life and lashing out. Maybe that's who I think it might be. It, he recently called my stepmother and asked for me, claiming to be someone from our group that I know, who he would believe that I would definitely trust. But my stepmom just hung up on him. So, hey, Dan. Hi. Yeah, I was supposed to be on that other channel tonight, but we postponed it because Katie had some issues. So we decided we are going to do it next week. I am telling them. I'm telling them to go away and get out of here and get a life. And that he needs to grow up. That's right. No balls. And probably a very little. Let me tell you something, Hulk Hogan brother. What? Are you James? Yeah, I think it was. I believe it was. It could have been Kenny Tar though. You know? And if it's Kenny Tar, I don't know. I don't think it was though, because Kenny would be a lot more lighthearted, I think. I don't think Kenny has anything like serious against me. I think he just likes to see me get like flustered. But you know, Al could have been. Well, someone was in here, I'll tell you that. So, yeah. Yuck. I hate thinking about him putting anything anywhere. That's gross. Me too. It'd be nice. Andy Griffith. I much prefer to live in a black and white Andy Griffith world. Maybe. Ew. I would hate to find out what he's doing. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to think about it. Last name Koholic. Yep, for sure. He's a person that has given me some grief over the years. It's been going on for at least 2 years. It might be going on 3 now, or at least 2.5. He's just periodically, harassed me or called my family members, and he's done it quite a few times, to be honest. And I don't know if he's doing it to anybody else in the group anymore, but he is still doing it to me. And I really can't do anything about it. I don't know what to do about it because I don't have proof that it is him, but I know it's him because there's nobody else that would do these things. I mean, seriously, nobody cares about me enough to do that shit. Seriously. Get a life, man. God, so annoying. People who troll to me are a bit like sociopaths. Yeah. It's like they're born without empathy. Yeah. And I don't know what, I have too many things going on in my life to be bothering, like to sit down and start to troll somebody I dislike. I don't even care enough about people I dislike to do something like that. I don't understand this behavior. It doesn't make sense to me. A closeted guy that threatened to shoot a bunch of us and our families. Yes. The pumpkin pie stream has become legendary in these parts. Absolutely. Yeah, there was that one, and then there was another one too, I think, that was really, really funny. And I don't remember if it was the same night that he threatened with the gun. It was the same night that everybody was telling him he needed to apologize to me, and that he was not. He said, I'm not going to do that, because then it would be admitting that he did something, even though by saying what he said, he already admitted that he did it. So it's just stupid. It's really stupid. He should be careful though, and realize that, he can do this stuff online all he wants. But if he comes close to me or my family or anything, he better look out, because we ain't playing. And I've been learning how to shoot a gun. So thanks for that. Good night, Juno. Have a good sleep. See you next time. Footloose is awesome, and Flashdance is really great too. It's been a really long time since I saw Flashdance. But that's what taught me the bra trick. I learned the bra trick from Flashdance. Every girl that I know learned that trick, that bra trick, from Flashdance. I think that's funny. What? Ben, this is not, you have to see this movie. Don't watch the remake ever. Don't watch the remake. Watch the original with Kevin Bacon. Pick a night when you're in like a bad mood or something, and it'll put you in the best mood. It's fantastic. It's one of my favoriteest movies it is my favorite movie from the 80s. It really is. Like, it goes above horror and everything for me. It really is my favorite movie from the 80s. I highly recommend it. I want you to watch it, and then I want you to definitely write to me and tell me what you think. I know you're going to love it. I know you're going to enjoy it. Also, Chris Penn is so good in that movie. He's so good. I didn't know he could dance like that. It was pretty cool. I'm still the best Ghostface and Troll in the Scream franchise. Don't use the word franchise. So, Blucka, I don't know if you know this, but I'm on a mission right now to cut the word franchise from being used in regards to movies. I do not want that word to be used because it's a corporate word, and I'm tired of corporate crap. And I think the more that the corporations and the suits, the stiff guys in the suit, are in control of things, the least we're going to get. We're not going to get creative stuff. We're going to get this hashed out, redone crap constantly. We need to stop it. The only way to do that is we have to stop using their language. Don't use their language. I'm calling it series. I'm not calling it franchise anymore, because franchises I associate with fast food. Fast food. Think about that. Do we want the studios giving us fast food entertainment? Because I don't. I want some creative stuff, and I'm not going to call it franchise anymore. So you can join up on my team if you want. Yes, he is known as the F of the opera. Oh, also, that's another thing. I wasn't even involved in what got him upset in the first place. Wasn't there. That happened with all the guys, and I had nothing to do with that. So why he's picked me and bothers me to this day, I don't understand. It makes zero sense. And then I have to question why and start thinking that it's because I'm a woman, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to think that someone is targeting me just because I'm a woman. It's not right. Makes me want to get my bat out. It is jumping around a little bit. I lost track of it for a while. Please do. Please do, Steak. I want to see it. It's been a long time, and I want to see it again. It gives me satisfaction. And it gives me satisfaction every single time you play the F of the opera. It gives me a little tickle inside and makes me feel giddy because, no, I don't get the opportunity to look him in the face and say, I fucking hate you. Excuse my language. I planned on not saying the F word. Oh my God. Sorry. Anyway, I really would love the opportunity just to one time tell him off and ask him straight up, make him tell me right to my face what the hell he's doing. Because that's freaking stupid. Oh, I don't want to get all worked up over it. It never gets old and it always puts a smile on my face. Yep, that's exactly how I feel about it. So how am I really far behind or am I catching up? Oh, I think I'm catching up. Yes, it's legendary. That was one of the greatest things that I ever saw in my entire life. And for him to he was yelling the most nonsensical crap. Like, I can make more money than all you guys put together. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Where would that even come into play in any of this? Absolutely disgusting. It's just disgusting. He has no, I mean, that's so superficial. And he calls me selfish. I'm selfish. And what did he say? Self-concerned or self-centered or whatever it was he said. Give me a break. God, you're the one walking around yelling at people that you can make more money than everybody on YouTube. And you weren't even starting your own channel. And you used to tell everybody that, Jesus. So annoying. And I wanted to like you if you're watching. I wanted to like you. It makes me mad. No. Oh, well, I don't know, Dan. Dan, was there whipped cream involved in those pictures? Because that's the part that I was not involved in. Who knows what kind of pictures he was sending you guys. That's what started the whole thing. This is very true. It is a long story. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. Is that a Twin Peaks reference? Because the one-armed man is in Twin Peaks, but he's also in The Fugitive, right? Off topic, I was watching a documentary about the Stockton arsonist. Man, that's a creepy story. Who's the Stockton arsonist? Is that on Netflix or something? Is that the guy that was making the videos and he would set the house on fire and then he would make the video and go, oh, and he'd see all this creepy stuff, like look at it go up and all this stuff. Is that guy? Because I remember that. That was scary. He was leaving videotapes around of all the arsons he did, and it was scary. That was like in the early 90s, I think. I know. I want pumpkin pie now, too. I can't have pie either, though. The John Wick creators could probably do Scream justice. Yeah, since it isn't really that scary anymore. And John Wick is great at creating side characters who build the legend of main characters as well. Here's the thing. Scream is supposed to be, like a self-aware kind of thing, right? And it's supposed to be, the way that how like movies were affecting brains and the way we think and, the rules and how we apply that to life and all that. But now it's also the internet, which I think is very interesting. So I think with that, then I think that there should be sort of a change with Ghostface. That's what they're lacking. I think that's why I'm not so keen with 5 and 6 as much as the others, because it's lacking this original reason. It's lacking that connection to pop culture that was so strong with the other ones, because all of us grew up in the 80s watching those movies and going, these are the rules. You know, we all knew the rules before we saw Scream because we all had been watching those movies. But what are the new rules? You know, I'm not sure they're doing a very good job of setting up the new rules. Somebody would have to really sit down and think about that. But I'm not so happy with what they've done with you know, with the new stuff. I'd like it to be better. And I think, like I said, I want Stu to come back, and I want Stu to be the main killer, or at least maybe the only killer, because it'll bring it full circle. And I'm sure they can come up with some really good stuff and really good motives for Stu. So Wes Craven is so good in Urban Legend. Wish he was my professor. Was he an Urban Legend? Are you meaning Robert Englund? Because Robert Englund is in Urban Legend, but I don't remember Wes being in it. Valentine was underrated. I really love that movie. Oh my God, I guess I'm not to the bottom. It is jumping around. That's her name, Rebecca Gayheart. God, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I absolutely loved her in that movie. And I thought her being the killer was brilliant. And I thought she was really freaking scary at the end. The way that she did the whole reveal was just brilliant. The way that she had her voice, she's got like this kind of a voice like me, you know, with that like little scratchy kind of tone to it. And it just worked. It worked really well. And I also really love her in Jawbreaker. I love Jawbreaker. We're going to talk about that movie one of these days too, because I have a copy of that and I love that movie so much. She's from Kentucky? Get out. That's amazing. Kentucky producing some pretty hot looking ladies. My favorite part of Silent Hill is Sean Bean. Yes, he's my favorite part too. Although, you know, I'm really mad that they included Pyramid Head, because Pyramid Head is not, he goes with the character in 2. He is the, it is his guilt personified. It's what punishes him. So Pyramid Head is specifically James's torturer, you know? So his being in the movie made no sense at all, because he has specific, he's guilt. He's James's guilt. He's James's sexual guilt. And it doesn't even at all have anything to do with, you know, what goes on in the movie. It's just ridiculous. They put him there for the sake of him being there, and he doesn't belong. But I still like the movie a lot, so I'm willing to overlook that stuff. I think that movie has some really good, the way they made it look, really, really nice. Alice Krieg, she's always good, no matter what she's doing, whether she's the leader of the Borg or, you know, the mom in Sleepwalkers or whatever. I always love her. Oh, Ghost Story. Oh my God, that's a great one. So I really enjoy that movie a lot, even though it doesn't go with the games very well. And the games, like Silent Hill 2 and 3, are my favorite games of all time, and next to the Alice in Wonderland games. So I really love the Silent Hill games. It is so good. And I really loved it. When I saw that in the theater, it was fantastic. I would love to see that a second time in the theater if I get the chance. You know what I never told you guys about? I got to go to the theater and see The Thing on the big screen, which I had never done before. I never got to see The Thing because it was 1982 and I was just a kid. I was 9 when that came out. So I did not go to the theater to see The Thing. The first time I saw The Thing was on like HBO or something. So for me to go to the theater and get to see this movie on the big screen was awesome. It's probably going to be one of my most memorable theater experiences ever. And they've got some movies coming out and the flashback cinema stuff this year too that I'm thinking about going to see. I'm going to go see A Christmas Story, even though I already saw that on the big screen twice. I probably will go see it again because it's coming out this, in December for the flashback cinema thing, and I'll probably go see that. But as far as the horror movies that are coming out soon, I don't know what's coming out. But I did go see The Thing on the big screen. It was awesome. Yes. Konami needs to look. They're supposed to be coming out with. There's supposed to be a new Silent Hill. 4 new Silent Hills. They announced 4 new ones. They're doing a remake of 2. Don't mess it up. I love that. I love that game so much. And then I don't know what the other 2 are. They might be remaking 3, but I'm not sure. And then I know the last one is going to be set in Japan instead of being set in the United States. So that'll be different. And I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. But they are doing 4 new games. Hellraiser 3 has always been my personal favorite. I like Hellraiser 3. But 2 is definitely my favorite of the bunch because I don't know what it is about it. It's completely, I think it's the villainy in it. I like the woman. She's terrible. She's a great villain. I like the aesthetic at the end. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's my favorite one. I remember they made a Lake Placid version. They did? Is Betty White in there saying the F word in that one too? The pool scene in Wild Thing awakened me is all I'll say. Yeah, I bet. Hashtag DVD gang. Yeah, I don't mind buying DVDs once in a while. I mean, it doesn't always have to be Blu-ray. And I felt like, hey, I'm rating this whole section. I might as well just pick them all up. They were all like, what shocked me is they had that Pride, Prejudice, and Vampires or Zombies or whatever the one it is with the girls whose dad trains them to be like fighters against zombies or whatever it is. I can't remember the name of the movie exactly. I just remember going, they want $20 for this at the dollar store. I wanted to pick that one up, but no, they want $20 for it at the dollar store. I am not going to pay $20 for a movie at the dollar store. They can kiss my butt. Yeah. No, they're not making a movie based on part 2. They're making a new game. They're remaking the game. I've seen some footage and I really like the look of it. It is a little different. James looks a little different, but I heard they got, Guy Seehee to do the voice and everything again. So it's going to be a good remake, I think. I hope so. I hope they don't mess it up. If not, you know what? I can still always play the old game. So. Favorite Madonna video? I love Open Your Heart. I love that one. I love that one a lot. I'm going to go old school and I'm going to say Borderline. That is probably one of my most favoriteest Madonna songs. And I think it's probably the first video I ever saw of hers on MTV. And I really love that. I love the little hat she wears in it and everything. I like that it's black and white in parts and sepia in others. And I don't know. I like that video. It's a good one. Plus, I like the song. What if you got that card of Madonna autographed by her? I would love that. I would love that. I don't know if that's ever going to be able to happen, but I would absolutely love that. Meeting her would be like my holy grail, because I've always wanted to be Madonna, you know? When I was a kid, I think she was one of the first people that I ever listened to on the radio. And I said, it was the holiday song. And I looked at my dad and I said, this music is made for me. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's for me. It's for kids. It's for my age. And he understood that, you know, because it did sound different. She had a different sound than everybody else. And I don't know. I loved it. And I wanted to be her. I wore my bows in my hair and the gloves on my hands. And I did the whole leg warmers and the whole thing. I did the whole thing. I really loved her. It is. And I have a copy. And one day I'll talk about it when I talk about Jawbreaker. And I'm going to talk about Jawbreaker, Heathers, and Mean Girls, probably all in the same video. Maybe even Twin Peaks with that one too, because there's some Twin Peaks inspiration in there. So we rented it at first, come on Betamax back in 85, The Last Dragon. Yeah, I remember I saw it at theater when it came out. It was so good. I loved it. And I couldn't believe there was a copy of it at the dollar store. I was so excited. I can't wait to watch that one again. Bruce Leroy, right? Is that what they call him in the movie? Bruce Leroy. And then what's the bad guy's name? I can't remember the bad guy's name. I just remember he goes, "Show enough." I love it. It still makes me so upset that Heath Ledger is gone. I think he would have had an amazing career. Dude, he was going to be a huge actor. To me, he was going Johnny Depp way, because everything he did, he morphed into something that I almost didn't recognize unless I looked really close. Like when he was in what's the movie there, Lords of Dogtown? I didn't recognize him at first. It took me a long time, like 3 times I watched that movie and I didn't realize who I was looking at. And then on one day it just clicked. It just hit me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Heath Ledger. Holy shit. I couldn't believe it. He was totally different. I didn't recognize him. And I knew right then that he was going to be phenomenal. And then when he came out in The Dark Knight and he did what he did with the Joker, I was like, this guy is brilliant. Brilliant. And his dying, man, what a loss. He was going to be great. He was going to be one of the greats. And he still is, but he could have been so much greater. Don't do drugs, kids. Bad for you. I remember renting The Last Dragon and The Heavenly Kid. They come out in the same time on video in 1985. Yep. The Heavenly Kid. I don't remember that one. Who was in that? My favorite Mark Wahlberg, Fear. I love that movie so much. And I just saw somebody just did a video where they were showing some new stuff they got. And they got that new Fear Blu-ray that looks like a VHS cover, which I think is sweet. And I really want to find it and get that. I have not watched Goosebumps. I'm older than that. I remember the books coming out as I was getting to be like 6th, 7th grade. And I didn't read them because at the time I was reading Sweet Valley High. So I really wasn't into that at that particular time. But yeah, I do remember Goosebumps. It's just that that's more my brother's era. Have you seen The Prophecy from 1995? Christopher? Yes. And Viggo Mortensen is so good as the devil. He freaked me out. He is terrifying. Terrifying. I love that guy. He never does any wrong in my eyes. I mean, seriously, that was so good. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I love that movie. And yeah, I saw it in the theater. Mostly, if it came out in the 80s and 90s, I probably saw it in the theater. I've seen the second one. I don't remember. I don't think I've seen the others, but I definitely have seen the second one. I remember not liking it much. Yeah, I remember liking it. I'm not sure I've seen it. No, I did see that one, I think. That's the one with Justin Timberlake in it, right? Yeah, I think I did see that one. It does, but everybody picks on that movie, the 98 version of Godzilla, and I actually like it. I like the Matthew Broderick version. I almost bought Election. You know that movie Election with Reese Witherspoon, where, she wants to be president of her class, and he gets stung by a bee on his face and he gets all screwed up. Everything's all screwed up. That's a great movie. I actually wish I would have picked that one up. Criterion had a sale the other night, and I almost picked it up, but I was being very frugal. I only spent like $80, but I got 4 new movies, and when they come, which they're already shipped, I already got a notice that they shipped. When they come, I'll do a video about that. I used to watch a show called The Lad Olympics with all the Yes. I remember that. Here, I think it was called something else though, like the Wacky Races, right? I love that. I think she knows she made a big mistake leaving him for Ashton Kutcher. I think my favorite Demi Moore movie is St. Elmo's Fire. I love St. Elmo's Fire. I haven't seen that in so long. I was just thinking about it the other day, though, because I saw something with Rob Lowe, and I was like, oh my God, I remember St. Elmo's Fire. He was such an asshole in that. Because I was thinking about the difference between his characters that he plays in different things. Here's a look into my mind and the way it works. I was just thinking about the different characters he plays, and I was trying to compare how many times he's played a good guy to a bad guy. And in that one, he was not a bad guy, but he was kind of an asshole. Yeah, they do. They go to the costume party in the beginning, which I really liked. I thought that was cool. I like the fact that Sam was upset about it too, I like that dynamic between the sisters. Me either. No bugs. I've never seen arachnophobia or arachnid because I don't want to. I don't want to watch anything that has to do with bugs or spiders. Well, snakes isn't so bad for me, but bugs or spiders, yuck. I have a hard time watching that Harry Potter one with all the spiders. It really bugs me every time I see it. Yeah, which one was it? I think it must have been. I think it was Jane Bob Strike Back, right? Yeah, because in Mallrats, Ben Affleck was playing that jerk that worked in the men's clothing store. Oh, that makes me want to watch Mallrats big time. I love Mallrats. Hey, thanks, Lions Den. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Thank you, Gypsy. You always come in. I love that. Plus, you can protect my chat. Jamie, whenever you feel down, please start streaming. I'm sure everyone in the stream, I'm sure, are more than happy to talk it out. I have depression and anxiety myself, so I completely understand. Yeah, I try to deal with things on my own, and I don't know. Sometimes I get overly emotional, and I'm on medications, and I like to come on here and talk about it, but I also like to come on here and I like to just hang out with you guys and talk about movies because, by the end, by the time I get done with this, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel energized and better. And I don't know, you guys help me out a lot. So thank you. I have this recurring nightmare where I'm in college and I have too many classes. And you're completely forgotten the class and need to show up for exams. Yeah, that sounds like a really scary one. Actually, my college experience was very similar to that. I was trying to work a full-time job, had full-time classes, also was the vice president of my student government and on cheerleading. So that was a lot to take in 1 year. And I ended up completely messing things up. And my grades were suffering. And I ended up burning myself out. So I ended up having to quit the student government, which kind of broke my heart because I really wanted to go on the trip and with the student government to Washington, D.C. and everything. And I don't know. I didn't want to quit cheerleading because I absolutely love cheerleading. So I didn't quit that. And I wasn't going to quit any of my classes or anything. So something had to give. And it was me being vice president. I don't really like it anyway because I had to go to all the budget meetings and that sucked. The president didn't have to do that. She just had to talk to people. I had to go to all the meetings. I didn't realize being vice president was going to be so much work. I had this dream where the electronic eye from the War of the Worlds was laying on the ground and then it came to life and moved like a snake. Ooh, that's scary. Like the one from I really, really love that Tom Cruise War of the Worlds. I love that movie. And Tom Cruise may be a dumbass, but he never, ever disappoints me with acting jobs. Never. I've never seen something he's been in and gone, man, he was shitty. Never. He's such a good actor. Why does he gotta be so dumb? I shouldn't call him dumb. That's not nice. He just fell for a cult is all. Man, that guy is such a loser. Is there nothing that you mean Al? Yeah. No, because he calls under restricted call. I don't see the number, but I'm not an idiot. And he's never actually called me and spoken. So I'm not getting the voice and I know it if I heard it. And my stepmom obviously isn't going to recognize the voice. My mother-in-law isn't going to recognize the voice. My brother-in-law isn't going to recognize the voice. So they have no way to know. And I don't know how to prove it. So it really pisses me off the amount of harassment he gives you, Jamie. That can't be legal, surely. I don't think it is, but I don't know what to do, I mean, my aunt, she's not doing this job anymore, but she used to be the assistant DA. And I mean, I could talk to her but she's going to tell me the same thing, that there isn't really anything that can be done unless he literally comes at me. If he literally threatens me, comes at me. Otherwise it doesn't, I don't know. I don't have any way to prove that it's him. Yeah, he needs to get a life for sure. I love that movie, Pleasantville. It's been so long since I saw it. I love that movie. Tobey Maguire is so good in that. Reese Witherspoon is so good in that. But still, that's not Reese's best. I'll tell you what Reese's best is. Freeway. Holy moly, is she good in that movie. Oh my God. I don't even believe it's her. I'm like, how can that come out of her mouth? All the swearing and stuff. She's so vulgar. It's fantastic. I love the movie. I'm going to watch that later. Actually, I can't watch it later. It's like 2 a.m. here. You just know that in real life, he's a total wimp. Wouldn't last 2 minutes in a fight. Yeah. I don't know. He better watch out because, I don't think he realizes, I'm small, but the rest of my family isn't. And I have all male cousins and 4 brothers. I've got a 6'4" son, and my husband don't mess around. So I don't know what he thinks he's doing. If he's got some sort of strange, weird, like obsession with me, fine, but find something healthy to do with it. You know, geez. I just don't think that this harassment of me is doing anybody any good. It's just upsetting me. It's upsetting everyone in my family. Leave my family alone. Why do they're old, they're old people. They don't need any of this crap. I'm not a spring chicken. So obviously my stepmom and my mother-in-law are going to be older. Stop it. It's so annoying. John Lithgow, I think, is the best part of Footloose. He's such a villain, but at the same time, you understand why he's doing it. He wants to protect the kids the way he couldn't protect his son. Yes, but you know what I love too is that movie shows that you can have these feelings, but you can change, and you can also at the same time have common sense. Because one of the parts that always gets me, and that I think is still relevant today, is the part where the people start burning the books. They get so like self-righteous that they go into the school and start burning the books. And the pastor says, no, who made you judge? Who died and made you judge? Who said you could judge this? Who said you could do this? This is the kind of stuff that needs to be said more often. Because right now I'm seeing a trend, where I'm afraid that this kind of thinking, this way of thinking, is more popular than it should be. I think there are people out there burning books. I mean, there's people out there doing really horrible things that honestly, I don't know where they're coming from. I was taught burning books is a bad idea. That is a bad thing to do. Weren't they taught that? I don't get it. I don't get any of the stuff that's going on. I guess it's because it's probably mostly based in religion. And my parents did not force religion down my throat. I went to church, but that was a choice. And I also made the choice not to believe it. So I don't understand these self-righteous people running around with their religion thinking that they can control everybody else's lives. That's disgusting. Ew. Yuck. I really want to punch those people in the face because what? I really honestly don't get it, Oh, I don't want to start talking about that because this is going to get me worked up again. I really get worked up over like people thinking that they know what's good for everybody else. It's just wrong. I don't really like organized religion either. I don't like any group mentality. It's dangerous. I couldn't last in a fight. I'm more of a teddy bear. Aw. Aw, I'm sure you could hold your own. I'm tiny, and I think I could hold my own. He went to an asylum, but there's no public record of what happened to him after that. Who are we talking about? I must have missed something. I'm trying not to miss anything, but I'm getting tired. It's been like almost 4 hours. And I haven't hit the bottom yet. Oh, you meant Robert Englund? No, he did. What? I'm confused. Hello. How are you? Does size matter? Do you want the truth? I don't know. I honestly don't. I have no idea. I know Wes Craven was in the movie. He was in Fear? Or The Fear? The Fear. I don't remember that one. Me too, but I prefer the original one with Rutger Hauer. I really love the original one. It's so good. Yes, I love the Silent Hill games. It is. Those girls are really mean, but I think Jawbreakers is probably meaner than that. I mean, they kill their friend, they tell no one, they try to cover it up. They make some girl who, saw that, like, what was going on, they change her and they turn her into like a Frankenstein monster. It all works out in the end, but it's Courtney Shea is probably, or is it Shane? I'm not sure which it is probably the meanest mean girl ever to walk the face of the planet. And I love that movie, and I love the ending of that movie. It's really satisfying. I love it. I hated Reese Witherspoon in Election. I was reading. I know, she's horrible. This mean person. I heard they're making an Election too. I'm really interested. I'm really interested in that. That was back when MTV Pictures was out. I love Dead Man on Campus. Kick me in the junk. Cliff something. I can't remember his last name. That was good. Tom Cruise, I think, is the last real action star. It's pretty incredible. We got Keanu Reeves, though. It's pretty incredible how he does those stunts. I know. Amazing. And he's in like the Guinness Book of World Records and stuff for like he holds the record for doing his own stunts or whatever. And I know he climbed like the tallest building in the world and everything. It's freaking crazy. He's insane. Book burning is really serious because that's what got the Nazis started at. That's what I'm saying. It's how could you want to slide towards that? How could you want to do that? How could you not see that that's what you're doing? It doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm a lefty, and that's why I'm a Democrat, because I don't like the way that the other side is heading. They're scaring me, to be honest. Free was like Red Riding Hood. It was, and it was so good, and I cannot wait to watch it again. I know my husband's seen it before, but whenever I bring it up, he doesn't really remember. So I'm looking forward to watching that with him again. So the Stockton arsonist was saying, "This is my hell." Yes, I think I remember that. Gosh, that's crazy. Congratulations, you've caught up on the chat. Woohoo, it only took me 4 hours. I know. And here's the thing, I kind of feel like, them taking the abortion rights away, that is sort of like that. I don't like that one bit. There's so many like complications that are coming up now because of all the stupid they didn't think these things through. They didn't think these laws through, and it's affecting all kinds of things that it shouldn't be affecting. And this is how stupid they are. How dare they? How dare they? How dare they tell someone what to do with their own body? Ooh, what is wrong with people? I don't get it. I don't. If you don't want to have an abortion, don't have an abortion. But don't tell somebody else that they can't have one. And don't tell somebody else that they have to carry a dead fetus inside their body. And then they get sepsis and then they almost die. And then they have to cross the border to even get care because they can't take care of it or whatever. I am just disgusted at some of the things that I've read that have been going on since this whole thing started. And as a woman, it offends me. And I don't care. I don't care that I'm no longer a viable age to have children, and that it shouldn't have anything to do with me, because it doesn't have anything to do with me, but I don't care. It's not about that. I'm fighting for all the women out there. I'm talking about all the women out there. It is not fair. It is not fair that a bunch of men, no offense to you guys because I love y'all, but that a bunch of men are sitting around a room making decisions for women, that they're politicians, they're not doctors. They don't have any right. It's just, it blows my freaking mind. It really does. I don't understand this logic, this way of thinking. The only thing that I figure is that they've been completely corrupted by religion. And it's just, religion is not supposed to run. We're secular. We're a secular country. Religion is not supposed to have anything to do with politics, period. I just want to punch all these people in the head, you know? Oh, I think it's pretty bad when people are basing their moral code on a book written 2,000 years ago by people who didn't know what germs or atoms were. Yeah, and also who wanted to control everything, you know? I mean, it's a political book. It is. No matter what way you slice it, if you paid attention in history class, you know it's a political book. It's meant to control people. It's not, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't feel the need to have some sort of higher power out there in order to act right. I don't need a God or a religion for me to go out into the world and be good to people. I don't need it. I'm not going to be bad to people because I don't want to be bad to people. I don't have anything inside me saying, you know, oh, if you are bad to this person or you do this wrong thing, you're going to go to hell. Nothing inside me says that. I don't need it. I don't need something telling me that I'm going to have something bad happen to me if I do something bad. I don't need it. I don't know why other people do. All right, guys, I am seriously exhausted. I've been going for 4 hours, 3 hours, 50 minutes right now. I'm really so happy that you guys all came here tonight and hung out with me. I know I vented a lot. It's because I haven't been on here in months and I've gone through a lot. I've been going through quite a lot of stuff. And I just want you guys to know that it means a lot to me that you guys come here and you talk with me and you listen to me and that you even care what I say, because, you know, a lot of times I spend a lot of my days, you know, not talking to anybody. I talk to the lady at the grocery store, you know, the guy down the street or whatever. I talk to, you know, neighbors or whatever, but I don't really talk about things or express my feelings on things very often. So when I come on here and I'm able to do that with you guys in a non-judgmental way, it is completely awesome. You people rock. I love you all. And I'm planning on going to see John Wick, hopefully this weekend. And once I do that, I will be coming back and I will be doing a video all about it. I'm hoping to catch Cocaine Bear before it leaves, because I think it's going to be for 1 more week at my theater and then it's gone. And I didn't get a chance to go see it yet. So I'm hoping to catch that one too. But if I don't, I don't. But thank you for hanging out with me. I'm hoping that I'll be on here real soon. But until the next time, bye.